have a small chit chat. We all run small and medium sized companies, and one thing we have to face as a challenge is HR. So I want to have a small discussion with all of you. What do we want to trust our employees with? We want to trust our employees that they will follow the rules, or we want to trust our employees that they will know when to break the rules. दो ऑप्शन है. We want to trust our employees that they will follow the rules. हमने बोला है वैसा करेंगे. Or we want to trust our employees that they will know when to break the rules. Right? So that's what you select. Why? Wait, sir. We want to have this. अरे रुको ना सर, आपकी भी बारी आएगी.
I mean, I'll just extend this conversation by a little, one more minute. I don't know how many of you read last week, there was a Bangalore policeman, a traffic cop, who while cavalcade of Pranav Mukherjee approaching, and on the another road, just 150 feet away was Pranav Mukherjee, and an ambulance carrying an emergency patient was on another side. And he allowed the ambulance to pass by, whereas the protocol says that, within 500 feet of, president traveling, no vehicle can go by. Now, that's a call we have to take. Likewise, I'm in a business where, we 100% take advance and do the job of our customers. But for example, some good customer from, for ASIRT, this rule is changed. And, if Limesh bhai, your hard drive has come for data recovery at my place, and I want my employee to break that rule of, asking for advance and rather tell you that, theek hai, aapka kaam ho jayega.
So what do you do to inculcate this culture in your organization? Sometimes that your employees should know when to break the rules.
Yes, you need to understand that, which are the good customers and which are the customers. That's the kind of differentiator, which my employee have to understand. And that can come over the period of time. I cannot pinpoint every customer that this customer is, something you can break the rule with. Then that becomes a rule by itself.
Yes. Thank you. Big round of applause for that, please.
There's one positive thing what I noticed right now was he said good customers and customers. He never said bad customers. That's one of the good points.
Jayesh bhai wanted to say something.
I think what I would just like to add to Jatin, once you have a system process and everything in place, and if I train properly, then I think that violation of rules or choice of that breaking the rules minimized. And once your system is that's already monitored kind of a thing, so you'll come to know the triggers are already there. So you get most of the things surfaced out.
Right.
Yeah.
So engineers or like. So
anybody else would like to add something to this? You want your employees to follow the rules, or you want them to know when to break the rules? Shreyash bhai, would you like to add something?
Limesh bhai, do you have something in your mind when you ask this question? I'm just asking you. Something.
No, I don't have anything in my mind. I just wanted to open up this discussion because most of the time हम लोग ये बात करते हैं कि हमारी ना कोई सुनता नहीं है कंपनी में. आजकल किसी को कुछ बोलो तो नौकरी छोड़ के चढ़ा जाता है, all those stuff. So how are we all managing this? It is only me that is facing the problem, या सबको problem है?
So is this Gyan coming out of Chanakya Niti, what we had 9 series? He too was talking about something like this.
I am trying to create Limeshya Niti. But this is true. All of us face this problem, right? कि हम बोलते हैं वैसा करना चाहिए कि उसने rule break करना चाहिए. Sometimes we scold that fellow just because he didn't break the rule in time. इतना तो समझना चाहिए था ना वो special customer है. We talk like this.
Precisely.
So what we are doing to let him know that he can break the rule?
We have to create such an environment whereas we have to trust or we have to instill that thing in our employees. Basically, these are the...
Without us being involved in our organization, what we do is we allow our engineers to take certain decisions where we are not involved. So they have the liberty to take those decisions.
So that's in a point, it's a good point, right?
That it inculcates that.
And what happens if that decision goes wrong?
We understand, we stand by that. We don't scold them.
Good.
Can we have a good big round of applause for this? That's what we call trust.
I think most of you might have attended that session. एक आर्मी के बहुत बड़े साहब आए थे अपनी इधर जिन्होंने बात किया था आर्मी के बारे में, और हम में से बहुत से लोगों ने क्यूरियसली उनको सवाल पूछा था कि हाउ डज आर्मी हैंडल दैट. तो आर्मी में कभी गलत डिसीजन के लिए शायद नहीं डांटा जाता है या उसके लिए सजा नहीं होती है.
उसके लिए लिबरल्स डांटते हैं.
Ajay, would you like to have some point on this?
आर्मी के गलत डिसीजन को लिबरल्स जो है इंडिया में वो डांट देते हैं.
सर फिर मैं बोलूंगा तो पॉलिटिकल हो जाएगा. नो कमेंट्स. अजय, यू वांट टू ऐड समथिंग टू दिस?
I
How
guess
do you
Ajay is the
inculcate
right
this
person to.
culture in your organization?
See, for army, the simple thumb rule is no arguments.
हाँ.
Whatever is given task, you do or die, but no arguments. That's the simple thumb rule across all the armies and their disciplinary.
No, but in given situation, if I take some decision and it goes wrong,
You are saying the organization head or the employees,
as a subordinate,
right?
तो तुम मेरा कमांडर है, तुमने बोला था कि ये करना है, and I took a
So
decision
definitely
कि
you
this
need
should not be done.
to take it at your review levels and make him understand that how that decision wrong has put organization into trouble, so that it should not repeat with him and other employees as well. So making aware is more important. Can't simply ignore. You can't simply say that I won't scold or I won't shout at him. Don't shout, but at least make him understand where he was wrong, so that next time he doesn't do that same mistake. Right?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Anybody else? आप में से कितने लोगों ने साइमन सिनेक का नाम सुना? Bhushan knows. Anybody else knows? Recently, there is a very popular video about him, about finite and infinite games. ये देखने लायक है, नहीं देखा है तो दिस इज द सेम फेलो जिसका ना व्हाट्सएप पे बहुत वीडियो पॉपुलर हुआ था मिलेनियम किड्स के नाम से. 1984 के बाद का जनरेशन क्या सोचता है इसके ऊपर, राइट? सो आई थिंक नाउ वी कैन हैव आवर फर्स्ट स्पॉन्सर फ्रॉम WD.
Okay, first of all, thanks for coming down here and giving us the opportunity to present our view on the storage related to the surveillance. First thing, let's make this session very interactive. Otherwise, I will just go through the slides and read out all the things. Okay, just ask me the question. We can change the flow of presentation anytime. Okay. So how many of you are using the Western Digital hard disks? Good. And how many of you are using the specialized surveillance hard disk? Okay, very few hands. So, did you find any difference from desktop to the surveillance drive? Okay, so that's the agenda of today's presentation actually. Okay, so today we will try to give our point of view on the surveillance market, at what we have observed and what is our forecast. Then we will come down to the specialized service hard disk, why it is required, what are the additional things is there, and what are the critical parameters that you need to consider when it comes to the hard disk. By the brief introduction about myself, I am Sandeep Gandhi, field application engineer for Western Digital. I am with the company from last 11 years and working with the consumer surveillance and the enterprise storage vendors. Okay. So from last few years, what we are observing that developers and designers are starting understanding the surveillance storage in the better way. This chart shows that the shipment of the normal capacity enterprise drive has dropped down, and shipment of the specialized surveillance drive is increasing actually. So that means people are accepting the specialized service drive because they are understanding the need of the storage. And what we are projecting here, we are projecting to 2020 the compound annual growth of the 59%. So that's the growth of the terabyte shipped. Okay, so this is the high focus market for us, and our portfolio has a full focus on this market. So what are the drivers? What are the drivers which is contributing to this growth? First driver is obviously security, which is a traditional driver. In this, public safety, terrorism concern, and the IP protections. What is the another driver? now people are seeing the business value. Apart from only surveillance, people are seeing the business value out of this surveillance. How they are seeing, they are just trying to find out what is happening in particular showroom, how many people are coming down to which place. So based upon that, they are taking the decision. And in fact, the introduction of the metadata, which is clubbed up with the videos and the development of the artificial intelligence softwares is giving a more value to the business. So it is another major driving factor towards the growth. Another is the new technologies like 4K cameras, which requires the higher terabytes for same hours of the recording. So this is another factor which we are considering as the driver for the growth. 4K camera really has some value because you can club up the metadata and it will be easy to analyze the video. And based upon that, intelligence, automatic intelligence software is developing. So it really gives some value, but with some additional terabytes. So what is the additional terabyte? So this is the storage which hard disk is taking on the QHD and the 4K. So we are seeing the growth of up to 6%, I'm to 6x here. So whatever the capacity, whatever required terabyte for the HD, the 6x is for the 4K only. So that is where we are positioning our products. So we are designing our product based on that, which are the future ready for the 4K. So we have identified some of the markets in the surveillance. One is the core, which is the enterprise market for surveillance, where you analyze your videos, or maybe you do some high performance applications, you run some high performance applications. After that, we have the DVR and the NVRs, which can be a single bay also, or the multi bay also. And after that, we have MDVRs, which are mobile DVRs, and then Edge. Based upon that, we have gone through the revenue of this one, how market is going. So based upon that, we are developing our products. Like in the core, we have identified the products which requires the high reliability, high performance, and the high endurance. And in DVRs, it is actually basically application for 24/4/7 application, and which can able to handle the multi-streams growth. All right. So normally in the market, people are, the question has come to us, why I shoot the surveillance hard disk? My desktop hard disk is working very fine with the, my DVRs. Why should I go for the surveillance market? So this is a differentiator actually. So if you look at here, these are some features we have identified which make surveillance different from the normal desktop. The first is the power on hours. DVR systems are made up for 24/7, which is 8760 hours. Okay, and PC systems are made up for 2x10s. If you read out our specification of the hard disk, of the desktop and the surveillance also, we have clearly mentioned that surveillance hard disk, which is purple for WD, is made up for 8760 hours. All right. Whereas PC, we have not mentioned any kind of power on hours, but it is made up for 2 to 10 hours of a day per day. All right. Another factor is the workload. What is the workload? Workload means how much you are reading or writing in the hard disk. All right. So in DVR system, it can goes up to 180 terabyte maximum, and for the enterprise, it can goes up to 550 terabyte per year. It doesn't mean that you can't go beyond that. You can go beyond that, but you will see a bit higher failure rate if you are going beyond that workload. Whereas we design our drive of desktop with a workload of 30 to 50 terabyte per year. Okay. Then another main factor is the AFR. AFR for DVR system is 0.88%. AFR means annual failure rate. It means how much we are expecting drive to get failed out of a big population of a drive. So our specification is 0.88%, whereas for desktop it is 1%. So don't go on the difference between 0.8 and 1%. This 0.88 is the AFR when you will run the drive less than 180 terabyte of workload and at some particular temperature. Whereas 1% is the failure rate when you run the drive only for the 8 hours in a day. Alright? So if you calculate, the difference is huge actually. Okay? So next is write and the read per day. It means how much you are writing per day and how much you are reading per day in the DVR application and into the PC application. In the DVR application, writing is almost 75% and reading is almost 25%. Whereas in PC system, writing is 20% and reading is 80%. So how it make a difference actually? So when you, when our head in the hard disk try to write the data, that is the only time where there are more chances of hard disk getting failed. Why? Because when we are writing the data, we take our head very, very close to the media. It is around 1 nanometer of flying height. Okay? And if there is any external shock or vibration happen, so there are chances that head will get stuck up with the media and there is the failure in the hard disk. So in writing, we need to have a better control on the head movement and the flying height. So based upon that, we add some of the additional hardware in the hard disk to have a better control on that particular movement. Okay. Another thing is that you must have heard about the buffer of the hard disk. Yeah, please.
Moisture is also biggest, I think, threat for, because I'm from a data recovery side.
Yeah.
So what we face most of these drives, either you say DVR or moisture. Moment the temperature is the difference.
Yeah.
There's always a moisture inside.
Moisture means humidity.
That kills like anything, that is, survival becomes difficult.
Moisture is the factor in both countries.
Most of the thing, technically, I see the moistures are never mentioned on this particular level.
Oh yeah, that's correct. That's correct. It is mentioned on the specification sheet. Okay, when we give a specification, we define the temperature and then define the humidity. But that is the maximum temperature we define. We define the maximum temperature 75, maximum humidity is 90%. But this is not the correct specification. So correct specification is called as the wet bulb temperature. Okay, if you read out the specification, the wet bulb temperature of our hard disk is 37.7 degree. Like if there's a rise in temperature, then there's a drop in the humidity. Then there is some point in between where we recommend to run our drive. And humidity is a very, very big factor in non-operating condition also and in operating condition also. Right? That's a very recent study shows that due to the change in the humidity, the sharp change in humidity, the drive laying in your store can get failed. There can be a raining inside the hard disk, and which will take years to recover actually, years to drive out. Right?
So it slows down the performance. See, once that humidity is there, so whatever your reading rate is there, that slides down to 110 speed, like like suppose if it is like a traffic jam system.
I'm not sure whether humidity will impact the performance, but definitely it will.
Reading writing capability is already challenged.
No, for the humidity is not, temperature is of course on the temperature, it depends, performance depends on the temperature, but humidity, I'm not sure whether the performance depends on the humidity or not. But yes, failure depends on the humidity. The sharp change into the humidity is depend. You can keep the hard disk at the 90% of the humidity, no problem. But if you take the hard disk from 90% to the 40% or maybe let's say to the 70% within 2 or 3 minutes, you will find your hard disk will get failed because there is a raining, right? Condensation and raining happen. So if you want to be more precise, measure the temperature and the humidity, calculate the wet bulb temperature, it should be less than 37.7 degree. Okay? All right. So about the temperature, another thing about the temperature is that if you are running the drive at, have you ever noticed the temperature of your hard disk when it is running on the DVR? Anybody is playing with the smart tools also? It is always recommended to measure the temperature of the hard disk. Why? Because every rise of 10 degree of temperature in the hard disk will double your failure rate. So this 0.88% is the AFR at 45 degree of C. It means we are assuming a good design DVR. In good design DVR, drive will run at 45 degree. But if it runs at 55, then it is around 1.6%. double failure rate. Okay. So another thing is okay. All right. So anybody heard? You must be heard about the buffer in the hard disk also, right? So let's say I say 1 terabyte of hard disk with 256 MB of buffer, right? Or maybe 128 MB of buffer. So what does that buffer mean? Anybody knows about that? Did you consider while buying the hard disk, what should the buffer size of hard disk?
Cache memory.
Cache memory, correct. Cache memory is kind of RAM in the PC. So do you consider that factor also while buying?
Performance depends on that.
Exactly, performance depends upon that. So now what's happened? So we have two parts in the hard disk. One part is called the electronic, another part is called again mechanical. Okay, so from mechanical to electronic is very, very slow, and from electronic to host is very, very fast. Okay, so when we give a throughput of our hard disk, if I say my hard disk is around 150 MBBS, so that is the throughput from my electronic part, which is the cache memory buffer, to the host. Okay, so here when I'm saying that, you know, that my read is 75% and write is 75% and read is 25%. So what change we have done in our serverless hard disk? We have make a partition of that buffer and given a more partition to the write. So we have a big write buffer and small read buffer, right? So that when host requests me to write, it should not get full.
Is there a different buffer memory for write and read that way? Specifically?
So yes, we have done that in this serverless hard disk.
No, but in the normal hard disk, is there a difference?
For the desktop, there is no difference.
It's the same memory, it's allotted for write.
Allotted for. So it depends what host is sending it to us.
Fine.
Right. So another big factor is the error time limit. So you must have seen while reading out the streams of the videos, actually, there are some glitches is happening in the video. So why it is happening? It is due to error time limit. What is the error time limit? When our hard disk read or write something on the media, it always produces error. Always means always. So we always manipulate either on the fly, or we go to the recovery mode. We recover the data and give it back to the host. Okay. So as per ATS specification, which is the community for the SATA, okay, we can take as much as time. All right. So if I'm in desktop environment, what is my ultimate goal? My ultimate goal is to give data back to the user at any cost, right? So let's say if somebody has asked me to open the Word file, Word document, something like that. So my hard disk has gone to that particular sector, is try to open that one, but it goes to the recovery mode. It takes some time. Okay? It takes some time. It can take 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, depending upon our setting in the hard disk. Okay? So if, like in the past, if you're using the XP, you must have seen the blue screen error over there. So why it is happening? Because my hard disk was into the recovery mode, and it is not giving anything to the host, and even not reporting also. It is hiding its failure. Okay, it is not reporting, host is waiting, nothing has happened, blue screen. But what's happened in Windows 7 now, Windows 10 now, it is reporting to the host. And message will pop up to you, or your application cannot open, please reopen that one. Okay, so this delay has occurring in the desktop. But if I take the same scenario in the DVR, if hard disk goes into the recovery mode, so you will see a frame drops of how much? Of 30 seconds, 40 seconds, 50 seconds, and that's the disaster into the serverless market, right? So we have make another changes into the firmware to make it perfect for the surveillance. We have set up this limit to the 250 millisecond. So what does that mean? That means if my hard disk cannot able to recover the read or write within 250 millisecond, it will skip that particular sector. So that skip will not pinch to the papers, right? 250 millisecond. So I have a good video about that. Okay, these are two videos. One has recorded onto the desktop performance and another is the purple. Purple means the surveillance drive. So this is a point where it has gone to the recovery mode, right? So that's our desktop drive. If I go to purple drive, That's a small glitch, right? So this is another change we have done into firmware. So there are lots of other changes also, but these are some critical changes that we can show it to you guys, okay, and demonstrate it to you, okay. Another is the temperature. I have already explained you about the temperature here. So this is the graph we provide to the ODMs or OEMs or the designers when they are designing any system, or maybe a DVR, maybe a PC, or maybe a server. So they ask us for this particular graph. Okay, what does this show? This is the AFR. AFR means annual failure rate, how much we are expecting from the drive. This is the workload. Workload means how much it is reading or writing on the media. And this is temperature. This is 40-degree temperature, and this is 50-degree temperature. And AFR is, there's an increase in the AFR. All right. If you look at the workload here, it is 50 GB per day, it is 100 GB per day, and AFR is increasing. Correct? So it is very, very important to know your workload also before recommending a drive for that particular customer or maybe to the application.
Normally for desktops and all, we use desktop hard disks, and for surveillance hard disk. What other differences there?
I'm not sure. Can you repeat the question?
Recommendation you told.
Okay.
What other recommendation?
So basically there are 4 grades of hard disk. One is called desktop, another is called purple, one is called as enterprise class, another is called as for your NAS, that's correct. NAS, multi-bay applications, NAS. So these are the 4 kind of things actually. Okay, so we will come to that also. What is in the portfolio for the surveillance? Okay, so what is inside we have talked about the firmware changes, but there, as I told you earlier also, that there are some hardware changes we have done into the hard disk to make it perfect for the surveillance one. What is there inside the hard disk which make it perfect for the surveillance? Number 1 is called as a dual stage actuator. Unfortunately, I have given only 45 minutes, so I could not able to explain about the technology behind that. But just give you an example, earlier we were using the 500 GB hard disk. Today we are at 10 terabyte, but size has remained same. So how we have done that? We have, squeezed the size of the bits inside that one magnet and squeeze the width of the track. Okay, so earlier my head was flying at 10 nanometers. Now it is flying at 1 nanometer. So I need to have some additional control on my head so that it can able to tolerate that particular thing. Okay, so this is what is the actuator? Actuator means arm. This is my head and this is actuator. If it is asked to read from one location to another location, what it will do? It will jump from here to this location, and when it reaches to that location, it keeps on jumping there and try to find out the target sector. Okay, and in one single jump, it cannot able to find because it is very, very small location over there, target location. So it is like a if I need to point out the projector, I will point out like this. All right, I am using only my hand. If I need to point out somebody in the public like him, I will point out my finger. So I'm using dual stage. One stage is this one, another stage is this one. So in the high density, high capacity drives, we are using the dual stage actuator to make it more accurate. Another is the balancing improvement. Balancing means what? A hard disk has the platters, which is revolving at what speed? 5400 RPM or 7200 RPM or 10K or 15K RPM. Okay, depending upon which drive you are buying. So 7200 RPM means 100 kilometers per hour. So it is rotating at 100 kilometers per hour. So if there is issue with the balance of this particular media, then head could not able to locate the sector with accuracy. So what we are doing in this hard disk surveillance, we are introducing the stable stacks which controls the movement of this rotation of the media, okay, and give a perfect path to our head so that it can read or write on the center of a track. All right, so it will give us a high performance, less seek, less noise, less temperature, less heat. Another is what we are doing in our factory. We have an additional station for this one. We are balancing our media in all 3 directions. Like we are balancing the wheel of the car, right? we are, we are plugging the some iron piece on the side where it is lighter. In the same way, we measure the imbalance of our media and balancing it in the XYZ direction. Whereas in desktop, we balance only into the X and Y direction. The another is reduced frame loss. We understand ATS streaming very well. Okay, so we had made some change in the firmware side. We first sense how many streams are coming to us, coming to the hard disk. According to that, we internally give a partition to the hard disk for each stream. Right? If it is a media, if there are 6 streams are coming, we make a 6 partitions, virtual 6 partition. So each partition is for each stream. So that means if we are writing the stream, it will be writing in the sequential way, not in the random way. So then there will be less seek, high performance, less heat, and more reliable drive you will get. Okay? Any question on that?
These are all internal recording mechanisms.
That's correct. So that is not our development. That is the ATA streaming command does, and we are playing with that ATA streaming command because we know that not all the vendors will give a command for ATA or something like that. So we have done it internally.
In desktop and laptop hard disk,
There is no ATA streaming command supported. All right. Another is more protection. So we know that there may be some local DVRs will be there whose designs are not perfect for the hard disk. Okay, I had seen lots of the DVRs and their design is worse, So we have tried to nullify those negative effects on the hard disk. So we have shock sensors, RAFF sensors, and RV sensors. RV sensor is the rotatory vibration, which nullify the vibration due to any rotatory media like fan is there, some other hard disk is there. And shock sensor will nullify the external shocks on the hard disk, okay? And then it goes into the reading and writing mode, all right? But other vendors, more competition also have the same thing. But if you are buying and if you are considering this factor, just ask them what is the specification of the RV sensors. Compare the specification, then you can come to know that which one is the better one. Then the premium protection. As you said, in the high humid environment, there are the chances that hard disk will get corrosion, right?
Sometimes the motor also gets jammed.
That's correct. Motor jam, I have not seen this issue, but I have seen the corrosion on the PCBA, okay? Especially from Chennai and all coastal area, especially from Chennai. Not from Mumbai. Mumbai is not too much, but Chennai is the worst actually. Okay. So what we have done, we are using that tiredness resistance component, which will protect the corrosion on the hard disk. We were using it from last 6 years, 5 years, but we were not marketing it. But we came to know from India, we got the feedback that there is a corrosion on the hard disk, so we start publishing this also in our marketing. Okay, so any question on that? Maybe based on your question, I can give you a better idea about the technology or something else. Anything you are experiencing in the field about the failure?
So, do you have any separate hard disk for Chennai?
Separate hard disk for Chennai. Ask the Chennai to grow the volume. Ask the Chennai to become a China, then we will have a separate hard disk for him.
So, in the desktop hard disk, why not all this has been introduced?
That's a cost factor, That's the only thing.
At least the performance will improve for the desktop.
Oh yes.
SSD is taking over, maybe that's why it's not.
No, not that factor actually. So in the desktop, what we are looking at the application, what we have observed that people are using the desktop only for the emailings, watching movies, maybe playing some high definition games or something like that.
Watching movies is also using a lot of resources on the hard disk, right?
Oh no, watching movie takes the least resource for the hard disk.
HD movies,
It takes the least resource. Why? Because it always read and write into the sequential way. There is no seek is happening. I will give you an example. If you are dealing with 2 high definition streams and at the maximum workload means 2 play, 1 playback and 1 push. Alright, that's the maximum workload. So our 5400 RPM drive is free for 80%. You are using only 20% bandwidth of the hard disk. Okay, so in desktop we know that people are going to play around only these things. So our hard disk has enough time to do the background activities, to do the housekeeping, to do the reallocations, okay, to do the error recoveries. So that's why these things are not into the, some of things are there in the hard, desktop, but most of the things are not there. Right? Sir, anything else?
Is there any warranty difference between this?
Oh yes, if we have a better control, we will have a better warranty. Okay, warranty, Piyush. Piyush is not there. Piyush.
See about desktop hard disk, you have normal hard disk, and then you can use an enterprise hard disk even in desktop in case you have some serious application like rendering.
Yes, yes.
Why can't you be ahead like in competition brand as far as desktop hard disk is concerned, having double of the cache RAM than the competition?
Double of the cache will not make any.
With maintaining the price near to that competition. For example, today you talk about 1 TB desktop hard disk at 33,000-3500. Competition is also selling at nearly the same price. The WD advantage is on-site replacement against competition where you have to walk into the service center. But still you get in WD that 18 months warranty, or maybe cache RAM is higher or RPM is better. So something additional advantage to sell against the competition.
So theory speaking, cache higher is not for the customer, is for our internal, because we have to meet that particular throughput. If I have a 7 platters drive and I know each head will go into the error recovery, all right, and if I reduce the speed of a RPM of a hard disk, I need a big buffer size. This is not for the customer, this is for us only. Okay, increasing buffer is not an issue, but adding up additional things, additional BOM is the issue. It will increase the cost. So by increasing the buffer size and reducing the BOM, we can be more competitive in the competition.
See, today that's the only advantage that carry in an on-site. Is there any other advantage over competition to use WD drives? That's the only question.
That's a very tricky question. Maybe individually one we can talk about that. Yeah. Piyush, what is the warranty on surveillance and the desktop? Okay. 3 years and 1 years. That reflects, you know.
And enterprise 5 years.
Enterprise 5 years. Okay.
This warranty policy is internationally the same as India, or India?
Oh, it's a regional. It's a regional.
Because some of the desktop drives outside, they come with 3 years warranty.
Really? I'm not sure. But in India, we have the regional warranty. If you take the drive out of the region, so you will not get a replacement here. So please ask the questions. That's a very interesting point. Otherwise, I will go to the marketing slides then. Anything on the failure, anything on your experience in the field? Yeah, please, sir.
Can we use this surveillance hard disk for desktop?
Sure, sir. Definitely, you can use that.
Advisable or better to use it?
I'm a technical person. If you ask me, I will ask you, yes, use that. If you ask the salespeople, they will say no, not to use that.
Technically, surveillance hard disk have different buffer and all. At that point, surveillance hard disk are recommended. The buffer you told the right.
Yes, that's correct.
20 is there.
Yeah, that's correct, actually.
At that point, surveillance hard disks are meant for surveillance.
That's correct, sir. Moreover, the main thing is that, AFR is very, very important. Temperature is very, very important. Okay, workload is very, very important. When you are dealing with a large volume of the hard disk and dealing with the high counts of the cameras, then all these will come into the picture. Like if your volume of the hard disk is very less today, you will not bother about these things. You will say, okay, 2-3 hard disk failing, it's okay. But when your number of the installation will increase in the field, then you will come to know about these things actually. Then you will asking this question to us actually. Okay, what is the AFR? And my, I'm getting more failures. So what should I do now? Right? So what my personal experience says, like if you are getting a failure rate of 2% or something like that, out of that 1.5% is failure rate is due to you guys actually. And I can prove that also. And I'm proving it to some DVR manufacturers here. I'm working with Piyush with some big OEMs here. Okay, so we are proving that this is failure due to you, not for us, not due to us actually.
What is the things we should take care?
Number one is the handling is very, very important. Number two, design of the DVR. Okay. Number three, temperature. Temperature is very, if you monitor temperature regularly, you will have a better understanding of this particular application.
Do you have any recommended brands and models of DVRs?
No, sir, not in my mind actually.
Is there anything specific you could suggest? These are the things.
I have a DVR guidelines, design guidelines, in which we have mentioned about the what should be your, how should be the foot of the hard disk or foot of the DVR, and how should be the airflow, where should hard disk should have a place to install, okay, how it can be installed, what are the screws, torque values and everything. So that guidelines I can share with association and you can get it from them actually. So all designers follows those guidelines only. Okay, so coming back, any other question please? So coming back to the previous slide, where we have segregated the market within the surveillance. So based upon that segregation, we are developing our products and we have a refresh our portfolio. So first market is the core market. Core market means you are going to use a server there and in harsh environment, and the high performance drive is required. So here high performance drive goes into that, and another one is the SSD. If you require the extreme performance things, you can go for the SSDs also. Okay. Then we have the DVR and the NVR. DVR and NVR can be a multi-bay. Our purple drive can goes up to 8 bays of the DVR and the NVRs. Okay. Due to that, thanks to that RV sensors and RAFF sensor on the drive. Another market segment is the MDVR, where SD card and the micro SD card we have from the SanDisk. So he can explain you better about the SD cards and the micro SD cards. So based upon that, we have a product portfolio. So in surveillance, we have the two hard disks. One is called Purple, another is called Gold. Purple is specially for the DVRs and NVRs up to 8 bay of a system. Number of base port is 8 plus. Okay. Number of cameras port is up to 64 in the single hard disk I'm talking about. And capacities we are offering up to 10 terabyte. 10 terabyte is the new addition in our product line. Okay.
Available in India?
Oh, launched? Oh yes. And I will tell about something. I have one slide for the 10 terabyte. It's a different technology from the 6 terabyte or the 4 terabyte. Okay. Workload rate is 180 terabyte per year for Purple. For the Gold, which is the enterprise class drive, the workload is around 550 terabyte per year. All right. Warranty is 3 years and a 5 year. So any question on that? Okay. So as I told you, addition is of 10 terabyte, and another addition is the SD card and the micro SD cards.
This workload can be measured by some utility?
Oh yes, you can measure the workload of the hard disk. So if you really require that, you can send me an email, I will share the utility with you. Okay. Otherwise, very simple, run the smart tool, number of sector written, number of the sector read. Add them up and divide by POH, power on hours. So that should be your workload. If you run the smart tool, it will give you logs. In the logs, you will find the number of sector read, written, and power on hours. Do it accordingly. Otherwise, I will share the utility with you. Okay. So we have already discussed about all these features in our previous slides. Okay. So the another thing is what? Is 10 terabyte. So 10 terabyte, thanks for our acquisition with SDSC, we have taken the technology from them, which is called as the helium sealed drive. So what does that mean? It means up to 6 terabyte we have the air inside the hard disk, okay, and we have the breath hole on the hard disk, which is used to control the humidity and dust, so that it should not go inside the hard disk, but 10 terabyte is a helium sealed. It means it is a sealed hard disk, and we have taken out the air out of it, and we have pushed the helium. Why helium? Because helium is the lighter than air, and we have a privilege to add one more platter, and that will give us some more capacity. Since it is lighter than air, so we will have a more we have the less friction inside that. So it will heat up lesser than it has a better temperature specification and less noise and high performance drives. Okay. And good thing is that this is not a new technology for us. We are shipping it from last 3 years. We are into the 3rd generation. Okay, and we have sold over 12 million hard disks with the helium field, whereas our competition is on only 1st generation, and I'm not sure whether they are mature enough to compete with us in the 3rd generation sphere. Okay, another driver which we have discussed in the growth is the video analytical. So this is the very big growing factor into the US market, where they have developed the artificial intelligence, and they are adding up the metadata on the video so that they can analyze into the live environment. Okay, so for that they need the extreme performance from the drive and the capability of the higher workload. All right, just 5 minutes only. Okay. So for that we have the WD Gold, which is the enterprise class drive, which gives you a better performance than the purple drive and has the better workload capabilities. So next one we have SD cards. So Kaushik, can you give us 5 minutes to explain about the SD cards here? We are running out of the time, so let's finish it in.
Use this. All right, very good evening, and thanks for giving us the opportunity to come over here and explain you about our products. Now, these micro SD cards are a new addition to our huge range of portfolio. Now, I'm assuming that everyone here would know SanDisk products, right? Is there anyone here in this room who does not know about SanDisk? Raise your hand, please. I don't think so there would be anyone, right? So we have been in the business for many years now. It's been almost 20 years. And one of the latest additions, as I mentioned earlier, is the high endurance cards. Now, these high endurance cards have a special knack for people who really want to capture what's happening around them in 4K. Okay, so if you look at these cards, typically you will find SanDisk products either in black in color or red and gray in color. Okay, there are some high-end products which are also red and black and then gold and black, but this one is in all white. So this is a clear distinguishing. Okay, that's one. Second thing is, this product is tested for endurance, which means this can sustain many cycles of read and write. Okay, so if you see, essentially, we are saying that 64 GB of this high endurance card can sustain up to 10,000 hours of full HD video. Okay, now this is a class 10 card. Now, for people who understand this terminology of class 10, they would know that class 10 cards support full HD video recording on them, which is 1080 pixels. Okay, there are U3 cards that are also available. U3 cards support 4K recording on them, but these cards are optimized for high full HD video recording. Now, for read and write speeds, these cards have 20 Mbps of read speed and 20 Mbps of write speed. Typically, when you're recording full HD video, even with the best quality camera out there in the market, the writing happens at the rate of 10 Mbps. And this card is ready for 20 Mbps write. Okay, so in terms of the other specifications, all these cards are impact proof, waterproof, shock proof, heat proof, magnet proof, etc., etc. And all of these have been tested for very extreme temperatures. So the temperature ranges from 85 degrees Celsius to minus 25 degrees Celsius. So they have been tested for extreme environment as well. Okay, so these are the products which are meant for edge, the edge category of products that Sandeep showed us earlier, and they can also be used with an adapter in your normal cameras. Any question? Okay, now last thing before we wrap up, I also wanted to quickly update you that we have come up with a new product. Okay, in fact, we have come up with a couple of new products. They are USB 3.1 products. Okay, for since this is a SI community, I believe this will excite you guys a lot. The motherboards are getting smarter. The motherboards are getting better. ASUS, for example, has done a lot of innovation on the motherboard space, and they have come up with some really advanced motherboards. And now all the other companies are also equipping themselves by advancing their technology in the motherboard lithography. Now, what we have done is we have come up with two new products: SanDisk Extreme Pro USB 3.1 and SanDisk Extreme USB 3.1. Now, these are extremely fast USB products from our side. SanDisk Extreme Pro USB SSD, okay, gives you, SanDisk Extreme Pro SSD grade USB 3.1 product gives you a speed of 420 Mbps read and 380 Mbps write. So which means you can transfer a full 4K movie in less than 15 seconds from your computer to your USB. Okay, so a full length 4 GB file can be transferred in less than 15 seconds. So imagine a time when we used to sit in front of a computer for hours trying to transfer even a 1 GB file. Okay, now all that is a thing of the past. You can transfer your entire data in seconds. Okay, so this is really becoming advanced. Other thing, last thing, just before I wrap up, last thing that I also wanted to inform you about is that all our future cards, future Ultra cards, so you may have heard of Ultra brand cards from SanDisk. All our Ultra brand cards in the future will come with something called A1 technology. Now, A1 technology is a new technology wherein Android products, all of you know what Android is, right? So Android phones, going forward in the future, will have something new labeled on them, which will be A1. A1 stands for app performance. Okay, what it allows you to do is with Nougat, with Marshmallow and Nougat. So Marshmallow is Android 6, and above that is 7, which is Nougat. It allows you to install your applications on your micro SD card now. So Marshmallow and upwards allow you to install your applications on your micro SD card. So what we have done is SanDisk is the first brand. WD is the first company which is utilizing it to its maximum potential. We are offering micro SD cards with A1 technology in the market now, which will allow the customers to clearly distinguish and understand that this card allows you optimized speed for installing your applications on the card. Okay, so subsequently in the future you will see a lot of these OEMs coming out with A1 specification on their phone packs, and you will also have A1 grade cards in the market, which will be a perfect companion to each other to load your applications directly, not just load your application on the memory card, but also run directly from them. Okay, so I think that's pretty much from our side. If you have any questions, we can answer them.
Micro SD form factor?
Yes, all of these cards will, so all of Ultra cards, Ultra micro SD cards will have this A1 technology. It's not in SD cards, which is camera cards. It will only be for micro SD cards.
Class 10 and Class 10 Ultra, both are different.
So Ultra, Ultra stands, it's almost like synonym to Class 10. Okay, because we made it popular in the market. So Class 10 is nothing but it's a specification meant for consumers, wherein we are trying to educate the consumers that if you want to record full HD video, okay, you need a Class 10 card. Because Class 10 means 10 Mbps recording, okay, which ultimately is the recording rate for full HD video. So if you have a camera or if you have a phone which can record in full HD, you need a Class 10 card for it.
For the right purpose for storing anything like taking photos and all, will it make a difference?
So for capturing photographs or uploading photographs, what matters is read and write speed of the card. Okay, so typically what happens is Ultra brand cards have a very high read speed as well. So typically, historically we have been giving these cards with a read speed of 48 and 80. Now they have 100 Mbps of read speed. Okay, so I think we have run out of time already.
Yeah. Thank you.
So any other questions? I'm here. You can ask me those questions. Okay?
The entire WD team is here. You can ask questions. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Next sponsor member, Mr. Samir Javeri from Xcelhost. जोर से ताली बजाइए सर. Thank you. सबने चाय पी है बराबर. So Samir is also an ASIRT member, as all of you know, and I would like to inform all of you that we have one category called member sponsor. इसका फायदा सबने लेना चाहिए. Majority time we think कि अच्छा ना अपना तो regular SI का business है. What will we do by sponsoring a session? Don't we all think that there is something special? हम लोग कुछ ना कुछ तो अलग कर रहे हैं अलग से. And this is a very golden opportunity to address or showcase your product to more than 70-80 people. So do take advantage of this particular benefit from ASIRT. एक साल में एक मेंबर एक ही बार मेंबर स्पॉन्सरशिप कर सकता है. इसके बारे में ज़्यादा जानकारी चाहिए तो you can talk to me.
I just wish to add one more thing. It's privilege membership, member sponsorship.
Yes.
So privilege, I'm stressing on that. It's privilege member sponsorship. I mean, I urge each and every one of you to please do come forward and take this opportunity. ASIRT has been asking time and again, come forward, take this opportunity. Believe me, it will boost your business like anything. And one more request to each and everyone who has mobile phones, please keep it in silence mode. There are a lot of mobiles which are ringing.
Okay, you are not told them? अच्छा मैं बता देता हूँ. हम लोग ने यहाँ ऐसा डिवाइस लगाया है कि इवेंट के दौरान जिसका भी फोन बजेगा उसका एड्रेस बुक डिलीट हो जाएगा.
हेलो.
कॉल भी रिकॉर्ड हो जाएगा. So over to you, Samir bhai.
Yeah.
All the best. You got 30 minutes.
Thank you, Limesh bhai. I'm Samir Javeri. I'm the managing director of Xcelhost Cloud Services. I'll just give you a brief heads up of what we do. So we've been into the cloud business. Earlier it was not called cloud, it was application hosting right back in 1999. And past 6 years we are doing cloud, and we have cloud infrastructure in almost 25 countries. So today I'm going to talk about our launch of our performance cloud. It's an all flash based cloud. And most importantly, most of the vendors, they try to sell you the technology. Here I'm going to talk to you on how you as SIs can become cloud focused and can start making money selling cloud services along with us. So typically performance cloud it's an all flash cloud designed, and you can get your servers in 60 seconds. Because specifically we use SSDs from SanDisk, and they are high performance. The whole cluster is designed for almost 1 million IOPS there. And one of the key things is we are already using WD 12 TB hard drives for our object storage platform. They are awesome, And SanDisk they acquired a company called SanDisk. And SanDisk has got, specific SSD drives for service providers like us, where we can define software-defined clusters, basically. So I'll begin with the presentation. So this is the whole agenda of the presentation. We'll talk about the platform. How a platform is designed for speed, and what are the key features of the platform. Yeah. So this is a brief about us, which I already spoke to you. We are around 100 employees, 50 worldwide locations, and we are a CSP tier 1 service provider, and about 5,000 customers globally. And we have some 25 plus technology partnerships, right from Microsoft, VMware, Citrix, all across the board. So most of these vendors have a service provider program, and you get subscription licenses. Yeah, key facts. So this is some interesting slides of how the whole trend is moving towards cloud. Your on-premise workloads are now, moving from on-premise to public cloud. So the opportunity here is huge. People are, SMBs are now moving their on-premise servers to the cloud, and nobody wants to own infrastructure. So the whole trend is moving from CapEx IT to OpEx IT. So where you can subscribe, and the best part of the cloud is you can scale up and down on demand, and you can cancel anytime there, and you can subscribe anytime. So that is a trend where, the opportunity over the next 2 years is for system integrators. If you start selling cloud, you will essentially make more money than selling your on-premise hardware. So if you see what is driving the cloud transformation overly is most of the enterprises and SMBs are going to a digital transformation. So there are various types of applications which are driving cloud consumption. It could be as basic as hosting Tally in the cloud or your ERP, because currently, because of the GST transition, there's a huge demand. Everybody's upgrading their Tally, or everybody's upgrading their ERPs. So they are, they're in fact buying test servers just for 1 month and then they can shut it down. Or they are moving from on-premise to the cloud directly. So a lot of these applications are triggering huge demand for cloud servers. In fact, the gentleman also said about video analytics, so typically all these applications can also be hosted in the cloud and they require massive storage and bandwidth. So there are a lot of use cases across. And this is the worldwide market slide from 451, which talks about, the managed hosting and infrastructure as a service. So I'm not going to talk only about infrastructure as a service because all the big boys are there like Amazon, Azure. We are also going to talk about how we deliver our managed services. So the market is growing at a 20% CAGR there. So it's a huge growth opportunity. So even if you don't have your own managed services team, we have our own 24/7 NOC where we can deliver these services to your customers. So the cloud share, as I said, is increasing drastically. And organizations are coming for the long term. So they are signing contracts with us for 1 year, 2 year, and 3 year terms there. And it is not only, but we can also sell monthly, or we are also doing an hourly billing also in our cloud. So typically, if you want a cloud server just for say 12 hours, you can spin it up and shut it down. So we are also going down to that level, like what you see on Amazon and Azure. Okay, so this is what I was going to talk about, our performance cloud. The key factor of our performance cloud is, it's one of the fastest cloud because we've designed it for almost over 1 million IOPS using complete software defined and SanDisk hard drives, and it's cheaper than 40%. If you buy a VM on Amazon and Azure, suppose if it's costing say $100 on Amazon and Azure, our cloud server is like $60 or $30. So our cheapest server starts at $5 a month, and we have included the price list in your in the bag kit, so you can always reach out to us. And on top of that, we have very attractive margins for partners on the overall pricing when you start reselling our cloud. And you can scale. The most important part is you can scale on demand. So today you have a short-term spike. You can increase the vCPU RAM for a short-term period or long-term period. It's completely automated through the control panel. And most important thing is unlimited bandwidth. So we don't charge for your inbound and outbound bandwidth. It's all that you can eat kind of bandwidth there. And it's super fast, easy, complete, secure, and reliable. So when we designed this cluster, we kept all these factors in mind. So these are the things which are there. Underlining, we're using all branded EMC hardware, Brocade 25 gig network. So it's designed for super performance, latest DDR4 RAM, latest SanDisk, IOC, NVMe hard disk. So your typical SSDs, the NVMe SSDs are much faster than the traditional SanDisk SSDs. So these are the latest generation of NVMe SSDs we have used for extreme performance. And the entire cluster is software defined. So as the cluster increases and decreases, the performance increases as the cluster. The reliability and the performance increases as the cluster increases. And this is all, we are using underlying EMC hardware and SanDisk, this thing. And then we have, it's hosted in a tier 4 data center in GPX in Mumbai. And there is a control panel called as ONAP. We are using ONAP to, provision, and the entire control panel can be white labeled in your name. So you can call it your name, like it can be called like NJ Cloud. You can put up your own logo and you get control. So you can spin up, we have some 1500 OS images of various configurations with control panel databases. So all you need is, once we give you the control panel access, you can spin up your own servers very quickly. And things like WordPress is all pre-built, pre-built installation. So it's just a single click install, and most of the sites are now hosted on WordPress. So you don't need to buy a shared hosting server or a dedicated server or a VPS, because the price of the cloud server is so cheap that it kills the entire shared hosting, VPS, and the dedicated market. And the advantage in the cloud is fully highly available. So typically if one blade fails, all the VMs will move to the next blade. That kind of redundancy you don't get in shared hosting or in a dedicated platform or in the VPS. You have to spend extra for getting that kind of high availability. And one of the unique feature is we have federated our cloud with other service providers who are using ONAP. So if I have a hoster in say London who's using ONAP and I'm in India, you can buy capacity from the UK hoster. So we don't need to invest there. So you as a partner can sell worldwide. So if your customer is looking for a server in Singapore, they're looking for a server in Brazil, we can give you that through our control panel. So that's a unique federation thing we have got. Yeah? Any questions? Just let me know. So why people love our cloud is servers are delivered super fast. They're blazing fast with 1 million apps. I've already covered. We have unlimited bandwidth. It's cheaper by 40% in Amazon and Azure. Over hundreds of free apps on one click, like WordPress, Sugar CRM. There are tons of applications. In fact, you can also load your own image. So if say Limesh Bhai has his own CRM application, he can load that application into our cloud and then provision it on the fly. So you don't have to, it saves a hell lot of system administration time, and you can customize your image there. Okay, apart from this, see, this is actually kind of unmanaged. So you can buy two ways. You can buy unmanaged from us, or you can buy with managed services. So in unmanaged, you essentially the responsibility lies on the customer or the partner to manage his infrastructure, like take backup, security and all that. In managed services, what we do is we take the entire responsibility. So we have OS management, DBAs, mail server and security guys. So we will, for an extra nominal charge, we'll manage the entire infrastructure for you. So these are the key points why performance cloud customers are liking this. So this is the broad high-level reference architecture, and it's completely software-defined. So it talks about the entire right from monitoring the backend. So whatever you see in the backend, it's just not a plain vanilla server. See, typically in Amazon and Azure, what happens is, you are responsible. They are hyperscale clouds, but you are responsible for your backup and security. So you have to use your tools, software, and all that. In our case, we have already invested, so you guys can leverage this and resell this entirely. So as I said, global infrastructure, we are already selling 1,500 servers per month, and we have three models. We have public cloud, we have hybrid also, and we have private cloud setups also we can do for your customers. So currently today I'm talking about only the public cloud, and you can sell servers in 50 countries and huge. We have capacity, network capacity of 1 gig entirely in terms of bandwidth globally. So these are the couple of series, like we have classified our servers into G series, C series, M series and S series. So G series is essentially general purpose. It can be used for basic websites or basic mail servers. Then CPU optimizes anywhere, any type of requirement where you require more CPU capacity, the processing power, So that is the CPU optimized C series. And memory optimizes used for memory intensive applications, like if you have SAP HANA or any other database, in-memory database. Most of the databases are now moving in memory. And storage optimize are particularly, for surveillance workload, or you have large data, big data workloads. So there are various, we have categorically defined this, and these are the sample SKUs. So one of the most, if you see on Amazon and Azure, 44% of the VMs are bought for test and dev, short term for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months there. So test and dev is one of the key workloads, or web server traffic, basic workloads, batch processing. You get a lot of ready-made appliances now, email anti-spam appliances or a Barracuda appliance. So all you can do is just import those appliances and run it in our cloud directly. So these are the series. Our basic server, this is the cheapest server, which starts at $5, and then it goes up to 64 GB in the C series, and various configs are available. Then the next series is C series, where if you see the CPU is more here, you get, we can go beyond this also. So we have certain customers who are looking for 64 vCPUs also. And each of the blades have, they are 24 core machines. It's a E5 processor there. So we have put very high-end blades, and we go up to 1.5 of RAM per blade. So we can stuff a lot of VMs in one particular blade. And the storage is completely software defined. Yeah. So M series is memory intensive. Okay, we have various SKUs here on memory. So in memory, large ERPs or e-commerce sites require M series servers there. So S series is storage optimized. So if you see, the V disk is higher here on on this side. So the ideal cases is large database servers, or you have any archive workloads or email archiving, or there are various workloads for storages there. The key benefits of why host in India is, first, you are in a local. We do peering, so the speed is very fast. It's locally hosted in a local data center. We offer 24/7 service. Everything is 100% hosted in India. Various certifications of our data center. We are ISO 27K certified, and we have a dedicated backbone, and we have a very advanced DDoS system. So if you get a advanced DDoS, we'll mitigate it for you there. So as I suggested, there are almost every operating system is available. Every kind of, most of the popular ones are available. Even FreeBSD is also available. We have the latest Windows 2016. And this is not only the plain vanilla operating system, but we also have images with operating system and control panel like Plex and cPanel, or with other applications pre-installed. So that will essentially save you a lot of time in deployment. You can just point, click, and deliver in 60 seconds, and you are up and running. So that's the speed at which we can operate. So couple of applications which are available in the library. You can do Plex, cPanel. We are giving a 250 user mail server license of Smarter Mail free bundled along with this. So that's a very good add. So we are not just selling a plain vanilla server. I'll come up with the offer. You can host your MySQL, your Cassandra database, your Oracle, or your Redis cache, or NoSQL databases. We have Bitdefender installed on every server, and we have a free version of Cloudflare installed. So basically, every server is behind a CDN, WAF, and a DDoS system, and you can always upgrade to the premium versions there. So there's a lot of security-related features. Content management, as Bhushan knows, he's a WordPress expert. So WordPress, Joomla, Drupal is all available on a single click. Then you have all the development frameworks. So a lot of developers use our cloud where they want to, when they're developing, and they kind of want to do test and dev completely, Ruby on Rails. And the biggest growth is now coming in containers, Docker's containers. So that's a new way of applications are being developed. So we are doing the next gen infrastructure workloads. So sometimes, it's not only standard plain vanilla. We actually sit down with the customer and the partner to design what kind of servers he requires and how it's going to get deployed. So these are the free apps which are there. So there are hundreds of apps. You can deploy a forum or a wiki or a help desk system or a blog very quickly, and you can get up and running. So there are a lot of bells and whistles attached to it, tools. Okay, we can clone the VMs. If you have your own VM, immediately we can clone it, one-click backup and restore. So because we are using SSD, you can recover your VM in 15 seconds. We are using Acronis as a backup tool there. So it has got some amazing features. It does a full image backup, and you can restore it within 15 seconds there. And one-click scaling. So typically you saw those plans. So if you are on a plan, first plan, you can immediately move to the second and third plan with within the control panel. So you don't have to wait an order. The system will automatically kind of bill you, for that. So it's a one-click staging. Yeah. So these are for some developer-friendly features, technical features. They want Git deployment, they want SSH access, they want real-time monitoring. We are giving free Let's Encrypt SSL certificates along with this. So developers just they love these features basically. Again, these are the whole thing has got an API. So if you have your own system, you can provision into our cloud directly. You don't need to call us. So we give you access to the APIs, and you can do auto provisioning there completely. We also have two-factor authentication and other advanced features basically for developers there. So there are tons of technical features. It's a very feature-rich platform. It took us almost 6 months to design the architecture and choose the platform and automate it there. So we have kept it ready. High performance, again, a little bit, I'll skip a couple of slides. We are also ready with IPv6. Okay, so IPv4s are running out there. And the firewall architecture is, everything is redundant. So we are using Fortinet in the backend there. use any, we can do, and you can re-image your own VM, you know, so we give you self-service, everything. So something, if your OS gets corrupted or something, you can do a PXE boot and re-image your entire VM on the fly. You don't need to even call our support. There. So I've already spoke. So this is a couple of slides what the control panel looks like. We're using ONAP, and here, you know, you can get your own logo here. So your customers see your brand and they don't see Xcelhost. There, this is how the performance is there. Real time, you get CPU, memory, storage, and IOPS performance. So essentially, if you are hitting the wall, you can upgrade to our next VM. You know, you can scale immediately. This is one of the unique features. Is got also a mobile app. So essentially, I can, if I'm on the move and I want to reboot my server or scale my server, I can do it from the mobile. So that's one of the most unique features which is available there. These are the one-click apps, Bhushan, which I was talking about. You know, WordPress, everything you can do. There are more than 1,000 apps here. So all the popular open source ones which you've got. You can also, you know, deploy load balancers on the fly. Then this is, I was talking about the federation. So essentially from the control panel, you can buy a server in USA or any of these locations through our control panel. And it's also got one thing I missed out is we also have a CDN feature. So if you have a global website and you want to do content delivery network, you can buy a CDN service from the control panel itself. So there are CDN nodes across the globe there. This is apart from our cloud, it can ONAP can manage VMware, KVM, and AWS also from a single pane of glass. So you can essentially deliver a multi-cloud strategy. So there are customers which we get, enterprise customers. We have a VMware cloud that's called our enterprise cloud, and the current cloud, which is performance cloud, is on KVM. There, so there are different price points because certain workloads are certified for VMware, you know, like SAP HANA and all that. So we have best of both the worlds. And even if you want to provision through AWS, you can do it from a single pane of glass. So it gives you extreme flexibility. This is containers, which I was talking about. So people who are aware of containers, you can build and deploy containers on our platform. So we have VM and we have containers both in that. So apart from that, we, you know, monitor and manage our infrastructure 24/7. We have SysOps, SecOps, and DevOps. So the whole trend these days is moving to DevOps. So what if I want to, you know, I have 100 VMs and I want to deploy a patch or an upgrade on 100 VMs at one stroke. So everybody is automating it using tools like Puppet and Chef. So we can do DevOps also for advanced workloads. Typically, most of the things what you can do on Amazon and Azure, you can do it on our platform there. So these are our monitoring engine which we have got. Then this is our security engine which we have got. You know, so we monitor everything what is happening in our network there. This is all about the DevOps life cycle for developers. Okay, most important slide is, you know, what you'll ask, where should I use and deploy the cloud server? So these are the typical use cases. Like any line of business application, you can host Tally in the cloud. Plus, we are hosting all types of ERP, be it SAP B1, since you have most of them have SMB and mid-market customers, you can host SAP B1, you can host, you know, Sugar CRM there, then you can host Dynamics, Sage, practically all the ERPs. If you have any HRMS in the cloud or document management in the cloud or things like Moodle, you know, Moodle is an open source LMS. And you can also host BI in the cloud. And these are the typical open source applications which are very popular with SMBs. Like Odoo ERP is one open source ERP, and tons of vendors are now using, there are consultants who do deployment for Odoo ERP. So essentially the ERP license is free, they just charge you for the support. And these are the infrastructure workloads. You can host a remote desktop or Active Directory servers. People are now buying VMs to host just a desktop, you know, so we are doing cloud desktops. You can, like with Tally, you can do a remote desktop, you can host your office inside that, and you can browse also remotely. So we have got customers and using only thin clients, and they are using the cloud desktop from us. So there are various use cases. So practically, one gentleman was asking me, can I host my own ERP? It's a proprietary. I said, it doesn't matter. So we have done proprietary ERPs, proprietary CRM. So even we have done VB applications which are like, you know, 10, 12 years old, and we have migration tools. So what happens is if you have an old server, we do a complete P2V to our cloud. If your developer has disappeared or you don't have much support on that, so we also ported applications, legacy applications into our cloud. Yeah. So what's the offer here? So with every bundle goodies with every server, we give almost 50,000 worth of SSL certificate. We give 1 year of server monitoring free bundle with it. The most important value add here is 250 user mail server license. It's called Smarter Mail. And we give you web analytics and a support ticketing tool. So we are essentially any SMB, they first want to register their domain, and then they want to host their website. And if they have any applications like Tally or whatever web-based application, they can host that. So this is a create. So we have completely beefed up the offer. It's not a plain vanilla VM. There we give backup services also. Every server is installed with Bitdefender, and we have a managed firewall system. So it's not typically if you go to Amazon and Azure, for all these things, there is everything is plus there. And this is one offer if you're switching providers from any provider, like currently if you're hosted in NetMagic, ControlS or any other player, we'll give you 1 month free. And you can also move from dedicated servers to cloud or from VPS to cloud or shared hosting to cloud. And we'll give you free migration support for the launch. And this is the offer if you prepay, but specifically for you guys today, I can double this offer here. So if you pay for 12 months, I'll give you 2 months free. If you pay for 24 months, I'll give you 4 months free. And if you pay for 36 months, I'll give you 6 months free. It's only for ASIRT guys for the next 1 month. So we can double this offer specially for you guys. So you can pass on that discount to the customer, or you can take that as your margin. So this is the entire offer for you guys, specifically for ASIRT members only till 31st July. Yeah. So this is a small comparison between AWS, Azure, on-prem, and Xcelhost. So we are obviously not as scalable as Amazon and Azure because they kind of have infinite capacity. We are more of a private cloud player. So scalability, obviously, these guys are much faster. But here we have predictable costs, because most of the SMBs, when they go to Amazon and Azure, they don't kind of understand the billing. It's very complicated, and they get a bill shock basically at the end of the month. So in our case, it's a fixed cost, unlimited bandwidth. So it's very predictable cost. Then you have somebody to reach out to, personalized support on Amazon and Azure. You're all responsible for your own support. So these are a couple of things. And on security, we stand out compared to the other guys and compared to on-premise. Now, most of the customers, when you deploy on-prem, you have to, invest in power, bandwidth, security. Here, imagine a server, a Tally server in say $20 is a no-brainer now. There. So this is the comparison between private cloud and public cloud. So as I said, we can design a private cloud with dedicated blades for the customer who wants more control and more security and all those aspects. So we've designed a private cloud. And as I said, our cloud is open. I can practically install all types of open source or proprietary applications. So there is a huge thing which we can support completely on our public cloud. There is no restriction, whether it's Windows, Linux, platform as a service. You can do every possible, right from application frameworks, databases, to management frameworks. And as you said, we're supporting all the major ones. We also give Red Hat subscription, and SUSE now are also available in subscription. So you don't need to buy SUSE and Red Hat upfront. So now this is where you can make additional monies, and you can sell our managed services. So, that increases your margins and customer base. So typically when the customers, they want more support, they want backup from you, security, when they have large databases, they want DB activity to be done. So this also increases your margin, and you don't need to manage the complexity. And the most important part is you don't need to hire IT staff. We have a complete certified team on various technologies. So you can leverage that and start selling. So the only investment we are expecting from you guys is, investment of your time and your sales team's time. And we will, essentially train and guide your entire sales team on pre-sales and other factors. So am I running out of time, Levish bhai, or 2 minutes? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. So all these things, managed services, one part, where you can leverage. And, we have various support and pre-sales guidelines and architecture support which we have, security stuff we have got. These are the managed services plan, silver, gold, so we can share what are the various plans which we have got. 24/7 globally, we support customers globally. And we, apart from basic cloud servers, we do these additional professional service. So we also have a billing platform. So essentially, if you want to become a cloud service provider, you can use our platform which we have developed in the cloud, brand it in your name and start selling your services. So again, these are the value additions we are doing for partners, because for a partner, it's just not buying capacity from us, but how does he sell? How does he add his card to his website and sell it? So we have deployed a complete cloud billing engine and monitoring engine. So these are the additional services we can completely upsell to our customers. And we have customers across verticals. There are a couple of customer and partner testimonials. In fact, with Vimesh Bhai, if you can ask Vimesh Bhai, in the past 2 months, we have a pipeline of almost 50 lakh rupees. And typically how we've helped him go to market with his customers. So for you guys have a very old customer base, so we can help you monetize. My entire team can come along with you and sell. So this entire platform is there where you can resell. This entire billing platform, we are using RackNap for that. So there is ample, we are completely partner centric, and if you see, the margins are both in infrastructure hosting and managed hosting. So there is enough money to be made everywhere. And support, you can white label most of our services. It can go in your brand name. Yeah. And this is coming in the future. Over the next 3 months, we are doing a lot of new stuff. We are continuously innovating and investing in the technology. So you will see a lot of news from our side. Yeah. And one last slide is, how do you sell to your customer? Talk to your customer of you who are using Amazon and Azure, and moving them to Xcelhost Performance Cloud and give them that migration offer, that 1 month offer. And tell them, you'll save more money in Amazon and Azure, and you'll get a fixed bill. Talk to customers who are using other service providers. So somebody is using, as I said, NetMagic or any other service provider. Just ask them to show the bill. If you see our price list, which is included, we'll beat that price in that case. Yeah. So there, and move customers from dedicated servers to Performance Cloud. Bundle various apps with your cloud server. So we are tying up with a lot of ISVs, CRM vendors, HRMS vendors, and helping them take them to our channel. So when you come to us, if for a specific workload, we'll refer you to a specific IP for that workload. Yeah. So and you can start selling managed services, and we also do hybrid cloud this thing. Yeah. Any questions, guys? So I think I've run out of time. Did it sound exciting? Or boring? Yeah.
What are the latency numbers? Do you have any latency?
Yeah, so we are hosted in India, so I can give you the ping report once you ping our network, and we are peering there. So, and this is all SSD, so you'll see super great performance. I think Limesh Bhai is also hosting on SSD, so he knows the benefits of hosting a website. So we are not using any SATA, SAS, it's all full flash there.
You also mentioned about Varnish as well as Elasticsearch. Are they pre-included? Are they pre-installed on the?
Yeah, they're pre-installed. It's point and click, and you can also customize it to your requirements. So Reddish also, we have ready-made images. We have ready-made images for Dockers also, Dockers clusters also. So there are a lot of things we can, or if you have something custom, we can engineer that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have a support for different applications like open source and all, and you have a dedicated team for. Yeah. So, I mean, in terms of the vulnerability, is it at the architecture level or is it at the application level also?
So there are various ways. One is, we support all these applications, but we'll not get into the functional part. If you're ERP, we'll just look at the OS layer and at the database layer. For SAP and all that, we'll not give you SAP support or any other Odoo ERP. That's the job of a typically of a functional partner. Now when you're talking about security, security is multi-tiered. At the perimeter, we take care of the DDoS, firewall and other things like Bitdefender for the anti-ransomware. But there are, attacks coming at port 80 now. So you need a web application firewall, which you need to buy a tool. So we also have a web application firewall service along with the cloud server. So security means a lot of things, and then when you go to the enterprise, they want a lot of other advanced features, and we have to license that technology. So the basic security like firewall, DDoS, and all this is already there. Like WordPress is so popular, it gets hacked. So if you keep a WordPress site open will get hacked in few hours. So you need a WAF along with that. So we have a very low cost WAF there. So it's an add-on service. It's included in the price list also. So it's a very low cost. So you can add WordPress and the WAF service and a patch management service along with that. So as I said, we deliver a secure WordPress management service there.
Has happened on the open source technologies.
Yeah.
So what kind of support you provide?
So, perimeter, we have Alien Vault as our platform. We continuously monitor, and if there is some vulnerability and it is abusing the network, we immediately shut down the VM and intimate the customer or the partner there. Okay. There. Apart from that, for complex managed services, you have to subscribe and pay. Yeah.
Any more questions? Thank you, Samir bhai. We can take it offline.
Sure. Thanks. Thanks.
Wonderful line of product and quite an exciting offer he has shared.
Yeah.
I urge each and everyone to please go through it, and probably, I mean, you have a wonderful opportunity today.
Sure. And
personal recommendation, a few of my clients are using Samir bhai's product and they are quite happy.
Sure. Thank you. And we have some goodies for everybody. So anybody who's not collected.
One request to each and everyone: if you have not registered, please go and register yourself. And there are stalls of WD, there are stalls of Quick Hill, there are stalls of Xcelhost. Please go and have a look at the product. We break for our tea and snacks. We'll be back in 15 minutes. Hitin bhai. Guys, you can take your cup and sauces and come here. There are no sauces. So, Samir bhai wants to announce something. May I request him to come on stage?
Yeah, just a small announcement. In your goodie bags, we have kept a coupon of 2,000 rupees of cloud credit. So whenever you're placing the first order, you can redeem that, or you can offer it to your customers. Apart from that, 1 year, 2 year, and 3 year offers. So I just forgot to announce. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
नहीं अभी बंद शुभ संध्या मित्रों ये नहीं समझ में आया गलत आ संध्या कौन है पूछ रहा
दिक्कत है कि हम मुंबई में रहते हैं और यहाँ पर शुद्ध हिंदी की कदर नहीं है आदत नहीं है
ओके
फिर भी संध्या पता है
So we have some announcements to make. एक तो ये हुआ था कि Mr. Amit Shah was here in Mumbai and we had gone there to represent ASIRT. तो अरविंद भाई बताएंगे उसमें क्या हुआ था?
Guys, this Sunday, Mr. Amit Shah had come to Mumbai for one of the BJP agenda, and all the association in Mumbai were invited. We had represented him. We have given a memorandum to him about all the taxation part, what IT fraternity as such has, what are the problems and everything. And Jayesh Bhai is there? Jayesh Bhai was the one who actually took us over there. And we have submitted everything, what are the problems we face in day-to-day basis. We had asked our members to give us some suggestions. Rajesh Kothari from Rajesh Kothari bhai is there? Okay. Amit Rambia, Rajesh Kothari, Shitesh Kotak, and few of guys had given us a few of the points. One of the best thing what I liked was two things what we have demanded in predominantly. One is that Indian businessmen doing open source business should be exempted from taxes, probably for 3 years or 5 years. Guys, if this is announced, it will be one of the biggest thing. Second is what we have asked is one nation, one tax. We want all the IT products to be at the rate of 12% GST, not as 18 and 28. So that is second thing. Apart from that, a lot of other things, various parts of taxation we have submitted, so hopefully we'll be getting the answer, and probably next amendment we will see something.
Yes, another thing that we want to announce today is, we have been discussing about consortiums. So we had received around 56 entries, and then we have grouped this according to team A, team B, team C and team D. And first जो नाम दिख रहे हैं, these are the captains for those respective teams. और ये पूरा नीचे उसमें कौन-कौन member है ये लिखा हुआ है.
May I request Hiten Shah, Sujit Uchal, Arvind, Pankaj to come on stage?
Sujit and Pankaj.
Guys, initially these are all board members who have become captain. Probably one of the other members would be taking over in a few months' time, once the training and all those other things have been imparted to all the consortium individually. So we are the 4 guys, and there are names below. All the names will be sending this mail.
So this grouping and sorting was done on the basis of what you had filled as your speciality and with whom you wanted to collaborate. So these are the 2 things that we had asked, and based on whatever feedback you have received, we have filled up this. Right? So there are 14 or 15 people in each group. So what we plan to do, as rightly said by Arvind, is that currently these board members are team leaders or team captains. But eventually, after 1 or 2 months, we want this to be replaced by somebody else in the group. And then how these teams will function.
Precisely.
Yeah, those who have not yet filled the form or not yet applied for it, and if your name is not here and you want to join, you can write email to secretary@asert.in.
Sorry.
Yeah, please.
There are 14 members in each of the group, I believe.
Yes.
Every group we have certain norms. So like, every group will be meeting at their respective, whatever place they decide, once in a month, decide on the businesses happening. And MOM of that particular meeting would be sent to board. So board is aware what is happening, what kind of businesses are happening. So accordingly, we'll take it forward to probably in 2-3 months, or probably after a quarter, we can make it quite big. One of the advantage of having consortium is you can pitch. Let's say government has something called, whereas they give 30% of a big businesses to small SIs like us. So if we are as a consortium, we can go and take their businesses.
So Arvind, does it mean that person from this consortium cannot collaborate with this consortium?
See, as of now, everybody is collaborating with each other, so there is no bandhan kind of thing right now. So everybody is doing that.
And we don't plan to have that bandhan.
No.
मतलब ये तो कंसोर्शियम बनाया गया है कि एज ए ग्रुप ज़्यादा काम किया सके, बट से इफ फ्रांसिस फर्नांडिस वांट्स टू कम्युनिकेट और collaborate with Purav Shah and with Pawan Gupta, and 3 of them want to do some business, they are welcome.
Precisely.
ठीक है, तो कंसोर्शियम बनाने का एडवांटेज ये होगा कि because you will be meeting once in a month, that is the only compulsion that we have as of now, और उसका MOM आपको board@asert.in पे भेज देना है. So these 4 teams will be driven by their respective captains as of now, and in 1 quarter time we will replace this captains by somebody else who is not in the board. So you want to tell anything? If you have any questions, tomorrow by lunchtime we will be sending this to our Google group. So all of you will get this. So if you don't have questions, that means we can go ahead.
The members who are skipped to join any consortium,
you can just send an email to secretary@asert.in, and I'll board you on one of the groups. Or we can make a new consortium if I have more than 14 members. Yes?
I have already submitted this form. My name is not reflected.
Let us do the captain again.
इसको कैप्टन बनाओ भाई।
वापस कैप्टन।
दिखा हितेन के बाजू में हो भाई आप एकदम, so you are in safe hands, don't worry. So
Thank you, captains.
So sir, our AGM is coming up in August. So this time we are going to have a change कि AGM को ना अगस्त के टेक डे में रखेंगे.
अगस्त के
टेक डे में शुरुआत में थोड़ा टेक डे का काम होगा और बाकी का जो टाइम है नो अगस्त, इन अगस्त ओनली.
3 August, 3rd August.
Not 3rd August. We'll send the notice. So it's not decided, लेकिन अगस्त का जो टेक डे है उसी दिन को AGM रखा जाएगा. And not before the tech day as we used to have, but during the tech day. So that most of you participate. Otherwise AGM में ऐसा होता है कि बहुत कम लोग होते हैं. Which should not happen. Actually AGM should have a good attendance. अच्छा अरविंद भाई, कोई ऐसी चीज बताओ जो एकदम निश्चित है, जो होने ही वाला है.
आपका मतलब कांस्टेंट?
A very constant thing. Yeah, you can tell more than one if you want.
मेरे हिसाब से 3 चीज़ें हैं जो कांस्टेंट हैं, निश्चिंत है. एक मौत के बारे में एक छोटा सा 2 लाइन पेश करूँगा. मौत तो वो है जिसका ज़माना करे अफसोस. मौत तो वो है जिसका ज़माना करे अफसोस, वरना सभी आते हैं यहाँ मरने के वास्ते.
ठोको ताली.
ओके. दूसरा कांस्टेंट जो है दोस्तों वो है GST, जो कि आने वाला है. फर्स्ट GST मैनिया हो गया एक तरह से, बहुत ज़्यादा हाइप हो गया, बट बिलीव मी फ्रेंड्स, GST ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, इट्स वेरी सिंपल. और सर तीसरा चेंज, परिवर्तन या बदलाव. सो फर्स्ट टू चेंज जो कांस्टेंट बताए वो आप एंजॉय करोगे या नहीं करोगे, डजेंट मैटर, लेकिन चेंज जरूर है जो हम एंजॉय कर सकते हैं, जो सेलिब्रेट करना चाहिए. सो एज ए रूल इन ASIRT, आवर बोर्ड इज गोइंग टू चेंज and we will be retiring 5 board members this year and we want 5 new board members. So we request members to come forward, take part, nominate yourself as a board member. आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे सर इसमें? हाँ, दोस्तों ऐसा है कि I mean this there are a lot of work, there are a lot of suggestions we keep on getting from members on and off. And I would urge each and everyone to please come and please come ahead and take part in this ASIRT board elections. Represent yourself as a board member and work for the community betterment.
You might not need the privilege or proud or pride that comes with name of ASIRT. Believe me friends, ASIRT is a brand. आप कहीं जाके ये बोलते हैं कि मैं सेक्रेटरी हूँ ASIRT में, तो लोग जल्दी पहचानते हैं NJ IT Solutions Limited के CEO बोलने से ज़्यादा. So that is one thing you might want to become a board member. But the other advantage is the sense of giving back to the community. शायद हमको बहुत कुछ मिला है ASIRT से, तो कुछ वापस भी दिया जा सकता है. काम तो करना पड़ेगा.
काम तो वैसे भी करते हैं हम.
एक बार इस तरफ आके तो देखो.
So believe me sir, it's a wonderful thing to have इस बार इस तरफ. बहुत अच्छा लगता है.
बहुत कुछ जानने मिलता है अरविंद.
Yes.
You learn lot of new things, right? So
you start interacting with lot of people, lot of people.
आपको ये समझ में आता है कि जिसको हम सैलरी नहीं दे रहे ना, उसके पास से काम कैसे निकाला जाता है. That's interesting thing to learn.
That's one of the interesting point. I mean, yes, I do believe this.
So once you get expert in getting work from other people, तो आपकी टीम को हैंडल करना बड़ा इजी लगता है. So that is the advantage that you will get by becoming a board member.
Precisely.
लोगों से नेटवर्किंग करने का ज़्यादा चांस मिलता है, फिर इंटरेक्शंस ज़्यादा अच्छी तरह से हो पाते हैं. So we request you to nominate. अच्छा, nomination का process क्या रहेगा? So they have to send an email to. We will send a notice.
We will be sending you a notice, clear notice of 21 days. आपको सिर्फ you have to submit your form along with your PAN cards and everything. I mean KYC. That's it. That is mandatory any which way.
आप लोगों सबको मन होता है कि बारिश हो तो पिकनिक होनी चाहिए?
Yes.
इतना ही होता है? अच्छा, फैमिली के साथ अभी तो मन होता है? तो नहीं होता।
स्पाउस के साथ, लेकिन वो भी अपने।
हाँ, स्पाउस के साथ वो भी अपने, किसी और के मत लेके आना। So we should be able to finalize this in another 1 week or so.
Yes.
तो announce करते हैं, and it will be 1 night stay.
Out of Bombay.
Out of Bombay in a very good location. तो मुंबई से अलग वाला फील आएगा आपको. तो we will announce it soon. So do participate. You have to come with wife and you can also bring children. दोनों खुद के होने चाहिए. ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है. Okay, we are announcing that very shortly. दूसरा एक चीज आप लोगों को सबको फोन आया होगा about मुंबई IT स्ट्रीट. किसको किसको आया है मुंबई IT स्ट्रीट के बारे में फोन? अच्छा, बहुत से लोगों को नहीं आया है. Good. So we have Mr. Vishal Mehta here, who is developing that site, and he is supposed to be responsible to. भाई तो खिड़की खोल दे. So he will just show you a glimpse of the site that is under development, and we request you to give your profiles. The format of profile he will provide you. If you need any assistance or help in creating your profile, he will help you in that also. लेकिन आपके तरफ से इनिशिएटिव चाहिए, वो नहीं रहा तो ये अकेला नहीं बना पाएगा. He doesn't know what is your profile. आप क्या करते हो तो आपको ही मालूम है. So you'll have to tell them.
There's one more thing. Why wait for him to call? I mean, why not we actually send our profile? MMS has been there from a very long time. और ये जो
Vishal will give his email ID to all,
हाँ.
and everyone can send the profile. Okay, so I'll send an email to all of you. Whatever is the requirement, and you reply to that email, I'll forward it to him.
Perfect.
Sounds okay? Okay.
Good evening. I'm representing Mukesoft. I'm the owner of Mukesoft, and I got a chance to develop this ASIRT website. And this is the homepage of ASIRT website. And ASIRT committee has decided to revamp this website with a new look, and it is like the second step on this is to do a digital marketing and SEO on this portal. So what will happen is when somebody in Mumbai or in India is searching related to IT services, AMC providers, or a hardware or laptop or something into softwares, the portal will gradually come on the top in the Googles, and the traffic will get increase on this portal. And when the user comes on this portal, they can search on the keyword, and they can find the all members who are registered on the ASIRT. So that's how the lead will get generated. Business will generated for each and every member into different categories. So that is the purpose of developing this website and doing as digital marketing and SEO of this website. So I will just show you a couple of profile which we have already created. Like here, this is the ASIRT Infratech Solutions. So this is how the for each company, for each ASIRT member, the detailed profile page will get created. And this is how the page will look like. The logo of the company, the name of the company will be on the top, and these are the category they work in: CRM, networking services, call center setup. And this is a brief introduction about the company. This is the address, the mobile number, email address, the website. And if somebody is interested in this services, they will directly click on this contact owner, and they will fill up their form over here.
Okay, this might not work because we have
Internet connection is there, so the form has come up. So they will register. Let's say if I am interested in CRM, I will fill up this form. So the immediately an email will send to the email ID sales@asirainfra.in. So that's how the lead will get generated. And this is your office address, which is also integrated with the Google Map. So see, this is how each profile will be created on this page. And the same way, we have another profile like Compropt Solutions LLP. They are into cyber security. All right. So this is how the profile will look like. So we request each and every member to send their profile by next week, that is by 30th of June. So we are going to upload everything on this portal. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Vishal.
Any advertisement opportunities here? Can we put up our own banner ad?
I think after
there
one.
is an advertisement banner over there.
So once we have all the profiles in place, it will be there.
And how are you going to drive traffic to it? Because
So we are planning, that is phase 2. And we will obviously take help and opinion of all our team members. So that's it from our side. So you can ask your some team member to set up this.
The advantage, we are going to promote it in big way once we had done, and believe me, the last time when we did the promotions, the hits we had gone to 5,000 per day. So that is the kind of things we are looking. We had put some stickers on 500 rickshaws, and that was hit. I mean, if you see it Bandra or somewhere, probably even today, 3 years back we had done this exercise, and even today you can find those stickers of Mumbai IT State. So I do urge everyone to please go ahead and fill up your things. Get in touch with Vishal, send your profiles with proper SEO kind of thing. I mean, we are into this business, so we know how to put it. And once this is done, this is going to help you tremendously.
Explain about the business opportunities that we have with their products. So big round of applause for Seqrite. All yours.
Thank you.
Sir.
So good evening, everybody. Myself, Jyotish Verudkar. I represent Quick Hill Technologies. I am the country manager for the enterprise business and lead the B2B business for the Quick Hill. So Quick Hill, I'm sure all of you know, right? Is being around from 25 years. So I'm going to focus more onto the Seqrite. So Seqrite is our enterprise brand. So I'm not going to talk more onto the technology, right? Because I am also a Selu guy. So I'm going to talk about more onto the advantage and the offering and where partner can have the benefit by positioning the Quick Hill's enterprise brand Seqrite. And we have a lot of exciting things which we are doing at Quick Hill. And the company's overall focus is also onto the Seqrite now, because we could see the really good growth, and I'll talk about that as well. So sorry. Yeah. So just talking about the overall company journey. So we started Quick Hill journey from 1995, and the company started. I could see a lot of faces and a lot of partners associated with Quick Hill from since 2099 actually. So I'm not going to talk more onto that, but you can see here the journey just to give the brief. So 1995, Katkar brother, Mr. Kailash Katkar and Sanjay Katkar has started this company as they was earlier doing the calculator repairing shop and then computer maintenance shops. From there the company evolved and then got registered as a CAT computer. 2006, first milestone for the company in 2006, where company has renamed as a Quick Hill Technology from the CAT computer. And Quick Hill started selling this product under the Quick Hill brand as an organization. And in 2009 and 10, Sequoia is the venture capitalist from US. We has trusted the Quick Hill as we have trusted the Quick Hill as a story, success story, and they have invested 10 million as a first investment in the Quick Heal way back in 2009. Then in 2011, company incorporated in Kenya. So when company started with the first office in Pune, and the second, the branch, meaning out of the Pune office was started in Nasik, then in Gujarat, and started spreading across the country. In 2011, companies first opened up the international operation that's registered the subsidiary at Kenya. And then company acquired the sandbox technology and started the journey, also focus journey into enterprise segment. You could see at 2012, then we have launched the mobile security as a product. 2014, we got again more enterprise product in our kitties, the mobile device management. We launched UTM gateway security, and also we also launched the mobile security for the Android. 2015, it was the milestone for the enterprise business. So when we started our journey, and we have enjoyed the still we are enjoying the market leadership position into the consumer business from last 8 years. And then company management decided to focus on the enterprise business. So we have launched the brand called Seqrite. So the Seqrite brand, which will focus more onto the B2B customer. So it's not just the sales team that we have where to focus on the B2B business, but we have got a separate business development, say R&D, research and development team. We have got a separate support. We have got a separate pre-sales team. So completely a focused approach toward the B2B business. And hence from Seqrite, we started this journey in 2015. So we had the admin console, and a lot of you know that you have already been selling that is since 2006-07. So we had a corporate product, endpoint product since 2005, but then we got more focus and enhancement now from the 2014. 2016, company got listed on the NSE and BSE, and we acquired a company called Jinko Technologies. So Jinko Technologies is the company is basically into the into the services. So I'll briefly tell you what are kind of a services now we are into, and we have also initiated the one initiative on the Quick Heal Academy to focus on to the training and development part through our Quick Heal Academy initiative. In 2000, as QH Academy, we have signed the first MOU with the Pune University. So this is all about the company's overview. So yes, now we have extensive reach, 63 offices and warehouses across 35 locations. We have the subsidiary at UAE, so Dubai we have got a subsidiary. Then we have got Boston, US, Japan, Tokyo, and Kenya for the to cater the South African market. So this subsidiary working under the Quick Heal Technologies Limited. And these are the 4 different brands we have in the market now. Quick Heal as a brand more focused towards the retail business or consumer business. We have got a Seqrite, as I told, enterprise focused brand. This fantastic is the mobile app, which is freely available for the Android. You can go on the Google Play, and it's also on the iOS store. So that fantastic is the app, free security app for the Android and OS. And we got the one brand called Gadget Securance. So Gadget Securance is basically Securance is the security plus insurance. So suppose if you buy the new handset, so you will also get through the Gadget Securance, you will get the security for your mobile and also the insurance, which covers for the 1 year. So that's the Gadget Securance. We have got a separate vertical for that, and we all this vertical has got the separate channel ecosystem. So for Quick Heal, there has got a B2C channel ecosystems. Seqrite, we have more focus onto the B2B channel ecosystem, the channel partner like you. And yes, there is overlapping as always. And the Gadget Securance, there is a telecommunications partner. So we do this business through the telecommunication partner. So So these are some certificates. So there are different certification. We recently in the last week we got AV this yes AV Lab Best plus for Seqrite. There are offsort VB100 and AV test report. And we have been getting the good mileage onto the Make in India. Mr. Kailash Katkar was a part of the consortium when the last week with the committee which is headed by Mr. The IT Minister, wherein and we are also closely working with the CERT. CERT, CERT is the central government initiatives. So when there's WannaCry incident happened, that time we have given the toll free, meaning we have given our technical support to all the customers. So we are associated with the CERT and we launched the one number wherein any customer can call up and get the information and education on those. So we have facilitated that for 3 days. It was the initiative again with the central government of India. So under the Seqrite product brand, we have got currently the 5 products with us, and endpoint security, as you know. Then we have got a Terminator UTM, mobile device management, data loss prevention, where we support Windows and iOS, both the platform, Seqrite Cloud, Enterprise Cloud Platform. So I will quickly take, okay. So now in the Seqrite journey, as I said, we currently have the active 25,000 plus customer. And we are protecting more than a million, 10 point, to be precise, 11 lakh endpoint we are protecting through our endpoint security. We have got a more than 24 million active customer for our retail business, that's a separate. So I'm talking about the endpoint security here. So referring to the Mumbai, we have got 6,000 plus active customer in the Mumbai itself. Every day we are acquiring the 3 new customer in Mumbai. We are protecting almost 1.4 lakh endpoint, new acquired endpoint. Last year we have been protecting in Mumbai. So there is, if you look at in the acquisition space and the growing space, we have been growing more than a 40% year on year from last 5 years. So Gartner did publish this report in 2014. After that they didn't publish. I don't know the reason. That time they have talked about the quick heal on the endpoint security. You can see this is not on the number of endpoint, it's more onto the revenue. And there is a supporting data also available, So quick heal endpoint security, we are enjoying 27.9% of the market share in terms of the revenue. The second is Symantec 23%, and then McAfee 14, TrendMicro 9, and F-Secure is 1.1%. So these are the, yes, we proud to be a Make in India Indian company. We have got 8 trademarks. We got 2 copyrights, 4 patents in US filed by our R&D engineers. And we have got a full-fledged R&D center in Pune. We have got 700 plus R&D engineers, based out of Pune. And so I'll talk more on this. So talking about the endpoint security, this is the flagship product for us, and we have seen the good acceptance of this product in the market. And as I said, we acquired more than 11 lakh endpoint through this product line, endpoint security. So and there are a good enhancement which we keep happening. So this is the enterprise, centralized management console. There are different features. I'll just talk about some unique and some the differentiator for us when you talk about the endpoint security. So in the last few releases, we have added few features. So one is we got a device control. The earlier device control was just control the storage device, that is the USB. So the advanced device control, what we have now is also control, configure and define the policies for, and also supporting the 25 different devices. And hundred of different model of the devices. So earlier we had the product and many competition product is still supporting the USB drive. So we are supporting here the 25 plus devices. Plus the beauty of this feature is that there is a complete full encryption which is available with this USB device. Suppose someone is wanted to use this USB device, so they can encrypt that and even then it can be tagged to the serial number, right? So within a same network, the customer can use or user can use it, and it can access that USB. Suppose once if you take out that devices and plug it into the different network also of the even with the Seqrite, it won't work. So this is something we have got as a full device encryption for all the systems, and it supports all the storage devices. And we have got a different policies, read, write, block, read-only policies for the through this advanced device control. And a roaming platform is something we have added in the feature, and we have seen that there was a customer's requirement, because most of the cases where customer has got the one head office and the different branch offices or the remote offices. To support the remote offices, there is something called we have roaming platform management. So through the cloud-based solution, they can manage the endpoint. Suppose they have got 100 PCs or the system at the headquarters, and there 20 different offices in the branch offices at a different location. Through this, so then there will be a console of 120, 100 at the headquarters, and 20 will be managed on the roaming platform. So we have introduced the roaming platform in our 7.0. So we have started. So admin console was there from 4.1, 1.0 to 4.0. There are different 12 releases which happened from 2006 to 2011. Then we got 5.0. So currently from 5.0 we have got 7.3 release. So every 3-4 months you could see that we have been coming up with some of the other features. We are adding that, we are enhancing the existing features. We have got a team of 120 plus dedicated R&D engineer who is working on this endpoint security product. Web filtering, phishing protection, browsing protection. We have also got a vulnerability and this patch management. So patch management, auto patch management for the Microsoft, and we also added the third-party application like Adobe and CorelDRAW. So it's a part of our total product offering. Asset management is integrated in the product in endpoint security. Suppose customer has got a different asset, hardware, so they can track the complete asset through this asset management features. We are not charging anything for that. It's a part of our business and total offering. So just to give the idea, we have got a 4 offering here. So one is the core protection, where we called endpoint security SME offering. That is the first level offering, that product. Then we have got a business. Then third is the total and the enterprise suite. So what is the difference between the total and enterprise suite? That we have got DLP, which is integrated into our enterprise suite offering. So which is our most advanced offering. So we will be coming up with the complete whole this encryptions in the next quarter. So it will be a part of we will have the dedicated product for the encryption, and also be a part of the enterprise suite offering. Yeah, so I was talking about the asset management, where as a part of the compliance report, somebody want to have the complete asset details, hard disk, processors, or whatever the configuration of the desktops, and with the serial number and the product key of your Microsoft licenses as well. Everything will be captured through the asset management. And in case of any change happen at the client level in the hardware, suppose the RAM is getting changed, or that alert will come to the system administrator. It could be through email or the SMS, whatever the number has been fed into the as a system admin. Then we have got a file activity monitoring. Is a very interesting feature which monitor all your files, and you can get the log of all this file in your report. Okay, so and it can give the detailed overview of the file, and it can also help to have track the movement of the data through this. We have got the DLP, data loss prevention. So currently, data loss prevention is integrated with our endpoint security. we have the plan. Very soon we will have the dedicated product for the DLP. This product we got through the acquisition of one of the European company, and it supports the Windows and Mac both. And you could see the acceptance of the DLP is growing into the SMB market, right? And it has got the good feature, like, you can have the user, it's a content aware DLP where you can have the, you can, as per at the time of configuration, you have to configure the confidential data, non-confidential data, and it also monitor, control all the transmission mode. Is it maybe a removable device, network share, web browsing, file sharing, or you can see the instant messaging via whatever the messaging you have been using. So that can be monitored, tracked, and controlled. That complete functionality is there as a part of the DLP. It's an endpoint DLP. So here we could see that this market is not been crowded as much as the other product line. And since we would like to acquire the customer, because since last 1.5 to 2 years, last 1 year, effectively we started focus on this product line, and we could see that we are also in the acquisition mode. So we are very competitive when compared to the competition which are there for this product line. So there is a good opportunity to earn the margin here, and we have got an expert team available to do the configuration, because for any DLP configuration is very critical part, and we have the team here to do it on your behalf for customer. So we have got UTM product lines. So UTM we focus on to our SMB and SOHO segment, where we have been, this is a evolving product. We are coming up the next release 2.0 in next quarter, where we'll have done a lot of enhancement in the product, and this product we could see the next growth driver for the organizations. Yes, so Seqrite Cloud. So Seqrite Cloud, so we have got a endpoint security, we have UTM, we have mobile device management. So it's very difficult for the system administrator or the customer to manage all the product line, different dashboard, right? So through the enterprise cloud platform, customer will have the single dashboard wherein they can have the complete control and the control of the endpoint, UTM, and the MDM. And even in case of the customer is just using the endpoint, okay, and since this endpoint is on the on-prem solutions, the customer may not be available at all the time in front of the computer or the server, right, to have the complete control on their dashboard. So we can give this solution, or we can position this enterprise cloud platform to the end customer who has got the multiple console or even the single console. So through the cloud, they can have the complete control on their endpoint security product as well. Mobile device management, so this is the cloud-based product, and we have seen the good adoption into the specific industry. So just to give the example, we acquired a company called Fitzy. So Fitzy is basically into the training and training institute across country. So we have got the order of almost 6,000 endpoint. They have been managing this, so their use cases like this, they have the student which is coming for their courses, and they have given the tablet. So they wanted to have the security on the student's tablet, number one. They would like to have the complete tracking of the devices. And then also they would like to have the app launcher. So in app launcher works like, suppose whatever the apps given by the company or the institute, they will put into the app launcher, and student will not be able to delete it or change it anything onto the app. Otherwise, you could see a lot of R&Ds happen from the students. So we have got a Xlearning. Havels is the one customer. Then Quicker is again the e-commerce company. They have given the tablet to their agent who collect the used material. They do the survey. So there are almost the 70 plus installation we had last year for this product, and we could see that a lot of demand which is increasing because of the mobility. And we are planning to get into the complete full-fledged enterprise mobility. So currently we have the MDM solutions. So plus we have the plan to come up in the enterprise mobility. So we are in talk with one of the company for the same. But this product is also good. Typically, you will see any marketing company, for example, your organization itself. Suppose if you have the organization, you have given the mobile smartphone to your employee, 10, 15 employee. First thing, what happens, being into the business, you may want to track your sales guys, where they are. So completely real-time tracking happen through this product. Okay, number one, security is there. Then you could see the complete network data monitoring, complete your data uses of the users. So there are many features which happen. It's completely a security, manageability, and the control of the devices. So it supports the Android, iOS, and the Windows, all the three OS. Yeah. So coming to the recent incident, very infamous, we can say it was not a famous, infamous incident, and which happened, and the overall this campaign was named as a WannaCry ransomware, and then a lot of customers out of curiosity has come and started asking. We can see suddenly the call flow has increased. So it didn't mean that the customer is impacted because of this incidents, but everyone wanted to understand what is this and how we are securing and working towards this the ransomware attack and the ransomware threat landscapes. So to give the history, I'm sure all of you know, because being in the IT, right, what happens there. So the incident took place in April. Okay, the first news came and it's publicized in 12th of May. So how it happened that NSA, National Security Agency, has some vulnerabilities and they have got these certain so April they have launched the first April 4th, if I'm not wrong, April 4th, they identified, these some exploits. So exploit is something which is not legal in any way, but NSA had certain exploit, Windows exploit. And Shadow Broker has done some of that exploit. And they were expecting some good money out of the auction of the NSA exploits, but they didn't got any response. Then they put it onto the public domain. So it happened, it started with April, and May 8th they publicized on the domain. I know hackers group has started, the Shadow Broker was the name of the hacker group. She started, using that exploits of the Windows which has been created and developed by the NSA, and starting making the attack. So the first attack, they called it as an eternal rock, as the code name which was given. So, and after when they publicized the exploit of the NSA on the 4th of April, after few days, Microsoft released the blog, and they have released their fix. It was not a complete fix. And then our R&D team has started working on that. And we started through detecting it through our IPS. May 12th, the first news came of NHS, National Health Agency of UK, wherein they have got been hit first. NHS got hit. Then we could see that it was through the worm, right, which has got a multiplier impact. And the 5th of May, so we started detecting this exploit at the internal log from 5th of May, when the WannaCry has got publicized from the 12th of May. So we have got a good team, the TRR team. We have got a team of TRR, Threat Research Lab, who has already been identified when we got a news of eternal rocks. So we could see, because of that, our detection was in place, our signature fix was in place from the 5th May itself. So we publicized the blog on that. This is the Quickhill website, is publicly available. And you can see the hits on the time period from May 1st to till date. We are through the IDS IPS for the Shadow Broker exploits, we have got over the 2.3, almost the 23 lakh of the hits we have got in our lab. Virus protection for AV, almost the 1 lakh to be precise. So 59,000 for the retail and 42,000 for the enterprise. So how did we protect that, because our customer, we didn't come across any customer talking about that, impacting due to the WannaCry. So we have got a multi-layer approach here. So one good thing what we had basically is, one is we had a IPS detections available for this hack. Then secondly, we also got the data backup and restore. Okay, so these features we launched in 6.3 or 6 months back. We got these features. So what happens, whatever the data, 21 different types of the extensions, we get a backup of that in our folder. So backup happens at your drive, whatever the space available in your drive, it gets the backup, and it's backup in the encrypted format. So it will not, any ransomware attack will not be able to impact that particular folder. So in case of any ransomware attack happen, so there are companies, the BVG is the one of the largest company which is basically into the housekeeping. Even the Rashtrapati Bhavan, they have got a housekeeping contract, got a 6,000 plus employees there. So the same thing happened. They got a ransomware affected there. They got impact, and we could retrieve the data. Almost they have got a important data, because we don't get the backup of your media and all the file, because otherwise it will eat up a lot of storage space. So typically the important files may be a Excel file or PDF file or your PPT, right? So there are different 21 extensions are there. We have decided, we keep adding that. Somebody has come back and asked about Tally, we are adding that, Coral Draw and all. So based on the input, so currently it's a 21, but 21 covers all the major extensions. So we could retrieve that data. So we have got the multi-layer approach. First, we have got IDS IPS, then signature, behavioral detection, then we have got anti-ransomware tool, plus this backup, data backup and restore features. So it's completely a multi-layer approach towards the anti-ransomware. We are not selling it as a separate offering. There are companies, bundle this product and talking about, anti-ransomware product and selling it. So we are giving it by default with our product, right? We have released it with the recent, all the releases, we have 6.0, whatever the product available, we have got the anti-ransomware capability inbuilt into the product. So talking about the support, okay, we also have the BCS services, business critical services, where customer would like to have the 24/7 support, plus they would like to have the dedicated manpower. So we have the technical account manager, which will be assigned for the particular customer, and he will be accessible, approachable by 24/7. And since he is a part of R&D, the customer don't have to log the call or through the traditional channel support. Directly they will get the fix from the R&D. So this is the optional and the chargeable services, business critical services for our customer. And I was referring to the Seqrite services, and this is very interesting. So this we started last quarter effectively. So we have got 3 different services here. Proactive services, where we do the technical audit, compliance audit, a red team audit. So red team is very interesting, there is a red team audit. Is basically the team will come to your place, will have the first understanding and discussion, and without knowing your employee, they will launch some attack. Okay, they will launch some phishing, they will send some phishing mail or launch some attack, and they will do the analysis. Suppose how many, one link will be sent, as an CMD at XYZ company, suppose your company name is XYZ, so they will put whatever they change XYG, XYJ, and they will launch some attack, and they will see how your users are ready to face these challenges, cyber security challenges, and they will give the report that on the preparedness of your organization and the users. So this is called something the red team attack. And we have got a security management, security consultancy. So this is proactive services is before the attack happens, right? Before the incident happens. Then we have the active services. So to cater or counter the attack, we have our real-time monitoring, SOC, security operational centers, operations, real-time operation under the active services. Plus we have got a reactive services in case of already the incident happened, attack happened, then what to do? So we have got a reactive services. This is forensic investigation, CERT as a services. So this is a separate team. We have got a, this team is led by the Microsoft security professional, so Rohit Srivastava. He was the earlier the director of the security in both the Pune and Delhi Commonwealth game. He is the director and the founder of the cyber hack community club here in India. He's been into the cyber security. He's been professional from last 20 plus year. So he's leading this team. We have got a team, full-fledged team. We started working on that. Plus we have got a academy as I was referring to. So we did the, this is also the very interesting things what we are doing, and I'm sure this we are going to see the good growth in here, you know. So what we did with the Pune University, we have signed the MOU with the Pune University, wherein we have, there is a MTech course in the information security which will be run by the Quick Hill. We have the faculty will design the course, and it will be in the collaboration with the Pune University. We are talking about the, we are also in talk with the different 10 universities across country, and there is a dedicated focus team to have it. So we're also getting into the training, corporate training, cyber security training. So there are a lot of things, interesting things we are doing under the Quick Hill Academy. So this is something apart from your product sales, you know. Yeah. So and a very relevant and point here to this community is basically on the partner. So as you know that we have got a partnership program where we have platinum partner. So platinum partner is a tier 1 partner for us. It comes with a different benefit where then we have got a gold partner, tier 2 partner. So we, the one is the rebate structure where 6 to 8% rebate, you know, annual and the quarter, which we offer to the basis on the volume attainment. And plus we also have the support onto the leads. So we are 100% the partner company, you know, we don't tend to do any direct business, we stop that. And we have been focused now. So if you talk about the Pune, just to give you the idea and the Mumbai operation, so the team is led by Suraj Rane, who is the regional business manager here, and we have got a dedicated team of 5 account managers. So one Sudhanshu Singh manages the retention business, supported by the Reshma, who is the inside sales, and a lot of you know guys already working with them. We have got a team for the acquisition business. So Naveen Padma is the channel manager who is working for Mumbai for developing the channel. We have got recently added Chandan Tiwari, who's again is going to be managing the tier 1 channel partner ecosystems. And then Vishnu Tripathi is the guy who's worked with the end customer, I know, develop the lead, work with the end customer and pass it into the partner. Apart from that, I have got a 5 inside sales executives based out of Pune, who is working, calling on the Mumbai customer. The team qualify the lead and give it to either the preferred platinum or the gold partner, whosoever, you know, they are the preferred partner available. Plus we have got a UTM team available here with Gwagmare, who is managing the pre-sales and the sales part. And we also added the pre-sales team. So what happens in all the POC activity, so we don't want you partners resources, you know, to utilize, because you have a lot of other things also to do. So we have 2 Arvind, and we have got one more guy, Umesh Yogesh, sorry, has joined us as a pre-sales manager for our enterprise business. So in case of anything, any lead, you have to inform our sales, and pre-sales will go there, do the POCs, and will also help onto the technical or the implementation part there. And we have the different schemes, every quarter we have different scheme. So last quarter we have something called the milestone offer. We have many partners have got qualified, like it was for the channel representative of the partner. This scheme is also for the channel representative of the partner organization, because for our partner organization we have a partner program. This is for the channel representative. And the last, we also got many partner representative, one like LDS Sagar has qualified for Activa, and there are many. So it was almost the 8-10% benefit we pass on to the channel representative, sales representative. And this is the currently running scheme where we have got a 4 to 5% back end on and above the margin and this thing. Also, we have now a focused approach toward the this Seqrite, so we started, PR activity, ATL activity, and BTL activity. So this campaign is running on. So we have a lot more to come coming. So these are the customer, just like customer, we proudly say this. It's been with us 3 years. Recently we got acquired again for the 3 years. So focus is not just the small and medium-sized customer. So we have been working closely with the BFSI customer. We have been working closely with the, yeah. So yeah, yes, anything there? Oh, sorry. So this is again, as I said, government is something we could see, and we getting the good mileage. We recently done the contract with Navy for 7,000 user. Defense DRDO is almost with us. So all the defense establishment is preferring Quick Heal as a trusted security partner. These are the bank, Tata Teleservices. Yeah. So this is all from my side. So my submission here is basically we are looking for the support, and we could see we could grow, and we've been number one company in the security space, Quick Heal as a company, because of the partner like you, and we are counting on you. In case of all the support, let it be a technical, commercial, or the pre-sales, we are there to help you out. So thank you very much. In case of any question, I'm happy to take it here, or the team is also available offline. Thank you very much.
Any questions?
Cloud version for your deliver managed services.
Right.
We want an MSP multi-tenant version. That's what I've been always asking the Quick Heal team.
Right. See, I'll tell you, sir, what happens, that is the same requirement also come from the US counterpart,
Yeah.
So November, we are planning to release the MSSP model for the security product.
All your products, or?
Yeah, so endpoint security is the first product what we have been targeting through the MSSP. And subsecurity, when you talk about, it will be have encryption plus the DLP. It's a complete suite.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yeah. So we are also working on some product line called POS, point of sale security, plus ATM security, plus also we have got something for the ISP, Internet Service Provider. We have got one model, we recently got good order from the African ISP. So we have built that model. So we've been working with the local ISP as well. It's kind of a separate portal for them. We also got the campus agreement, and recently you must have seen the lot of changes which is happening with the competition. Focus has been shifting. The renewal campus agreement, which big companies which are pioneering into the campus agreement, we got into the market has stopped giving the campus agreement, right? And the prices also changed because of the focus into different business lines. So we could see the good volume created because of that, and would like your help to take us there. We ensure that your profitability bottom line will be in place.
So I'm not wasting your time in giving him lengthy instructions.
Friends,
whatever he speaks, that will speak for itself.
I wish to
so please
say
welcome Mr.
share one incident about Quick Heal. One of our customers with 175 licenses recently, probably 6 months back.
So thanks Limesh for that long introduction. I hope everyone can hear me.
Everything was
So
gone.
I would like to thank Limesh for that long introduction and impressive introduction about what I can do. And the biggest problem with zero budget is usually you get to speak at the last when everyone is waiting for their dinner and ये कौन आके बोल रहा है चलो अभी सुन लेते हैं. So
zero is important. Everyone is waiting for the zero.
But everything starts with a zero and grows into millions, right? So let's start with zero budget marketing. Does it work? या जीरो बजट में ये काम नहीं कर रहा है. स्विच ऑफ किया है इसको. हाँ ये
बजट नहीं था.
Logs are switch off. Yes, now it's working. साथ ये भी प्रॉब्लम होता है कि by the time you come up to speak, battery is down. So I'll try to keep it as short as possible and as interesting as possible. Bear with me for some time now. So all of us are in business. सबका एक ही ख्वाब होता है, बस इतना सा ख्वाब है, 0 से मिलियन तक कैसे जाएंगे. Everyone wants exponential growth, and exponential growth तो चाहिए, लेकिन इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं करना है. Cost of sales कम चाहिए. I don't want to invest a lot in sales. Reach भी अच्छा चाहिए. सेल्स पे खर्चा ज़्यादा नहीं करेंगे, लेकिन रीच बहुत ज़्यादा चाहिए. और उतना ही नहीं चलेगा, पेशेंस नहीं है, फास्ट जाना है, एज फास्ट एज पॉसिबल. जितनी जल्दी हो सके, जितना ज़्यादा पैसा कमा सके, इट्स गुड एट द लोएस्ट कॉस्ट. सो दैट्स सबका यही खाब होता है, इतना सा खाब होता है. तो व्हाट आई ट्राई टू डू इज try to tell you how we can achieve this as much as possible through zero budget marketing. So most companies, when we are talking about getting out to market and getting revenues from the market, most of us end up focusing on reaching out to more customers. How do I reach out to more and more customers? Uske liye we spend a lot of money. I think it will be better, and I think you will agree, it is better if you can make it easier for your customers to reach out to you. Instead of you alone trying to reach out to millions of customers, why don't we have millions of customers trying to reach out to us? An ideal scenario. This is where marketing comes into the picture. So marketing में होता क्या है? Basically, we buy things. When I buy my PC, I buy my PC just like any customer will buy my product. So if we need to sell to our customers, we need to look at how our customers buy things. So how do they buy? Typically, मुझे कुछ खरीदना है तो मैं market में जाता हूँ. I look at what are the options available, and then I do an evaluation. तो पहले मैं देखता हूँ market में available क्या है. Next thing I see is कहाँ ढूंढते हैं तो गूगल गुरु को पूछते हैं in many cases. कभी कभी मॉल में जाके ढूंढते हैं, कभी advertisements देखते हैं. Once we have seen what is available, next thing we do is evaluate. Evaluation में होता क्या है कि first of all, is that product giving me the value that I need? And second is what else is available that can offer this value and more at a lower price or a similar price. Evaluation comparison में भी होता है, individual product का भी होता है. Once that evaluation is done, next thing is I found something good value for money according to me. I go out and buy. This buy could be online, it could be offline, depending on what kind of product or service it is. It applies to B2B as well as B2C. For B2C, we go out and do it ourselves. For B2B, the procurement department does it for us. बाद में फिर एक प्रॉब्लम होता है. मैं जाके कोई CRM सिस्टम खरीद के इंस्टॉल कर दिया, बाद में लिमेज भाई आके बोलते हैं यार क्या लगा दिया, मेरा तो बहुत अच्छा है. So we get into doubt. I bought something, is it really good? Did I make a mistake? So again there is some evaluation that happens. गलती तो नहीं किया, मेरी उसकी कमीज मेरी कमीज से सफेद क्यों है? Kind of. एक बार वो हो गया तो we have now decided कि yes, I have done a good job, I have done a good purchase decision. लिमेज भाई का CRM लिया, I am happy with it. Now what happens? I am happy or not happy? But then if I am happy, I may or may not go out to people. ठीक है, अच्छा है, खरीद लिया, हो गया. गलती से कुछ प्रॉब्लम आ गया तो फिर फेसबुक है, लिंक्डइन है, ट्विटर है, hell breaks loose if anything goes wrong. So if after the recommendation, if people are happy with what we are selling or what the experience they got, that is when they go out and come back to us again and the cycle continues. So what does it mean? अभी ये तो customer की psychology में हम लोग चले गए कि customer how do they buy? B2B, B2C, it happens the same way. Now let us look at what it means to us. So when customers are trying to search for information, how can we make it easy for the customer to find us? So it could be done through online search engine marketing, SEO, all of that. So we can get into details offline. But how can I make myself frequently visible at the right place, at the right time, in the right manner? The next point is people are evaluating. They are anyways going to ask Google Guru and find out, compare India and those kind of sites. They are going to anyways find out information. Can I do something proactively to supply that information, even the comparison if required, which will be in my favor, so that the customers will end up buying my product? The third part is, so make it easier for the customer to evaluate you and buy you from the market. The next part is buying. कभी कभी ऐसा होता है, we go out to market, we find out that something is really good, but when we ask to buy it, it's out of stock, not available for the next 3 months, and then वो डीलर ही बोलता है ये ठीक है, अच्छा है, लेकिन ये अवेलेबल नहीं है तो आप यही खरीद लो. तो पूरा मार्केटिंग का जो एफर्ट है वेस्ट हो गया. डीलर ने फाइनली गेम चेंज कर दिया. नेक्स्ट इज इवेल्युएशन. अगेन बाद में एक बार खरीद लिया तो अगेन दे आर गोइंग टू इवेल्युएट. So that is where the quality of products and services really counts, and that's again some kind of communication that we do about how our product is better than others and all that. So reinforcement of that faith is very important. So simple thing like एक बार खरीद लिया, बाद में in many cases no one calls up to check whether the product is working or not, and तभी बात होती है जब कोई कॉल करता है और कंप्लेंट करता है. So is it a good idea once something is installed, someone senior calls up and says you have purchased this high value item from us, is everything okay? A simple thing matters. ठीक है, अभी एक बार इवेल्युएट कर लिया, निगेटिव्स होगा, पॉजिटिव्स होगा. निगेटिव्स तो लोग जाके बोलने ही वाले हैं फेसबुक, व्हाट्सएप, हर जगह पे. पॉजिटिव्स के लिए कैन वी प्रोवाइड चैनल्स फ्रॉम आवर साइड फॉर पीपल टू शेयर देयर पॉजिटिव एक्सपीरियंसेस, एंड एक्चुअली नॉट जस्ट अबाउट शेयरिंग दैट बट वी आल्सो इंसेंटिवाइज. कोई खुद होके जाके अच्छा लिखता नहीं जाता कि मुझे ये अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस हुआ है. कैन वी इंसेंटिवाइज देम टू राइट गुड अबाउट अस for their good experiences. And then finally ये होता है कि loyalty भी होता है कि once they buy something from us, they are happy with us. There are again many competitors outside. So can we incentivize to come back to us again? What happens all over the place is what we'll see in the next slides. So in this entire process, like I said during evaluation and other places, it is very important to engage proactively with the customers at all touch points across the buying cycle. So how do we do it? Most of us do it without knowing that we are going through this cycle, and most of us use the Salesforce model. मेरे पास एक अच्छा product है, तो मैं जाके market में एक Rocket Singh को hire कर लेता हूँ, a smart salesperson. Rocket Singh जाता है, I hope some of you have seen that movie. A very smart sales guy goes out and does a lot of good sales. Rocket Singh goes out, does a lot of good meetings, 50, 60 meetings, and gets the first customer and starts getting more and more customers. Now if I want more customers and I want to multiply the sales, what do? I go out and hire more Rocket Singhs. It's a very expensive proposition because Rocket Singhs don't come cheap. They are extremely good salespeople. They charge a lot. As against this, can we look at another model? We hire the same Rocket Singh, but we use marketing as a force multiplier. So the same Rocket Singh, a single person, goes out, uses the force multipliers offered by marketing, and then one single person gets multiple deals. So in effect what we are doing is for 1 unit of effort, you are getting multiple units of results. This is what marketing is able to do. Marketing offers force multipliers to get multiple units of results with single unit of effort. So what are the typical force multipliers available in the market? Most of you must be using most of these without understanding you are actually doing marketing. In many cases, these are treated as sales functions. Inside sales team, where you have a team of people using a database, knocking around at the phone and troubling people at 2 in the afternoon and all, so on and so forth. दूसरा होता है distribution channels. Of course, everyone knows about it. I won't spend much time on it. Buy-side associations is very important. In many cases, जैसे we have an association here, ASIRT. This is an industry association of people similar to us. Are we looking at buy-side associations, associations of people who are likely to buy from us? Like if I want to sell to plastic manufacturers, I should go out and connect with plastic manufacturing association, sponsor things there, demo things there, and then reach out to multiple people with a small effort. So the focus is usually NASSCOM में जाता हूँ या ASIRT. Of course, it's a good platform, but we also should look at are we connecting with the buy-side associations to get known to more people. Next is events. We all of us do events, and in many cases it's about setting up a booth there or getting a speaking slot there. But what after the event? What about post-event marketing, post-event sales activity? काफी जगह ऐसे होता है. I have seen in my 20 years of experience. इवेंट में तो बड़े जोर शोर से जाते हैं, काफी जोरदार हंगामा होता है. इवेंट खत्म हो गया, everyone forgets about it. What about the leads that have come in? What about the cards that have come in? Are we actively chasing up with them? And there is a post-event program that really needs to put in place when the event, even before the event is being planned, in the part of the planning process. Then comes the advertisement part. I'm going to cover this in more detail in the model that I'm going to talk about, ideas model. So then comes the advertisements. We like to put up huge holdings all over the place, and also online banners nowadays. Digital marketing is a new flavor of the season. In many cases what happens is, I keep getting such calls. Ravi sir, for my product में marketing बाकी कुछ नहीं करना है, सिर्फ digital marketing करना है, तो सस्ता पड़ता है, अच्छा result आता है. My first question is, digital marketing करना है, but that's a channel, digital channel. वहाँ बोलेंगे क्या? What do we talk about your positioning? What do we talk about your value proposition? नहीं, वो सब नहीं करना है, बस वो Facebook पे कैसे ad डाल दो. So people don't treat digital marketing as one of the channels of marketing, which is very important. We need to take a holistic view of what we do in marketing. And then finally, networking groups like this, where we come and meet people, we exchange references in many cases, exchange customers in many cases, and then through this, we have a 1 unit of effort and X units of results. So these typically work like force multipliers. How do we use it is what we'll see. So when we start using these force multipliers, to do this, we need to start with a process. So how does marketing help in that process? So first of all, we need to understand the market. We need to conduct the research. What is the market like? What are the customers like? And what is the competition like? So for this, you need someone to do a dedicated analysis of the market, competitive analysis, customer analytics, which is where marketing team comes into the picture. And you may feel कि इतनी बड़ी टीम रखूंगा, research करते रहेंगे तो sales कब करेंगे और इतना खर्चा क्यों करेंगे? So there are zero budget ways available to do this, other than Google Guru, of course. Message, एक बार market understand कर लिया, customer understand कर लिया, competition understand कर लिया. Then the next thing is, what is the most effective message to take to market? In many cases, what I have seen is people start with what I am, or what features I have, what capabilities do I have. Instead of talking customer को क्या मिलता है? If I start introducing myself कि I have done engineering in this year, MBA in that year, यहाँ काम किया, वहाँ काम किया, आप लोग सोचते हैं कि वो ठीक है, मेरे लिए क्या है? But if I am introducing myself to someone and say, what do you do? If I start with saying your growth is my business, you will start connecting. You will say, अच्छा, growth के बारे में कुछ बात कर रहा है, तो मेरे काम का है. So we need to look at the message very effectively, very closely. Are we going out with an effective message? Message, there are multiple parts. First of all, are we aligning? जैसे हम लोगों ने customer buying cycle देखा, वैसे customer thinking भी होता है when they compare you with others, when they are evaluating their needs. So are we aligning what we are trying to sell with what the customer wants to buy? Because customer buys what they want, not what we are trying to sell. Again, logos, brand, tagline. I don't know, many of us ignore the power of tagline. So for each of our businesses, when we meet someone for the first time, if you have a very powerful tagline, they will remember you only with that tagline, even sometimes not without the brand. Ravi Dadar ko mila tha, acha wo zero budget wala hai. So the tagline is very important for your product or service. Communication is very important. Again, once we have decided about the market, we have decided about customers, we have decided about the message that we want to take out. Now we have to identify the right channel mix. How are we going out to be effective in the go-to-market phase? So, right channels, horses for courses, as they say. If I am going to reach out to, say, purchase managers of large IT companies, then what is the best channel? I cannot go on Facebook and expect to get a lot of leads. Probably LinkedIn is the best place. So we need to identify the right channel mix for the right type of customers or buyers. Advocacy and endorsement are something that works the best. Customer advocacy is one thing. We create customer advocacy programs for companies where your customers become your salespeople. There are various ways of doing this. And then industry advocacy, where you get covered in some industry association reports or analyst reports, which gives a lot of endorsement to your brand or product or service. How to get there? You have an entire industry influencer program that you have to run, which is not very difficult actually. It's made very complex by analysts. I used to be an analyst, so I know. And then distribute. काफी बार ऐसे होता है, खरीद लिया, like we have done all the hard work, customer पहुंचता है दुकान में, and product है, लेकिन दूसरे competitor का maybe percentage ज़्यादा है, dealer आके बोलता है ये आप मांग तो रहे हो लेकिन इससे अच्छा मेरे पास दूसरा प्रोडक्ट है. And then just because for a small percent here and there, all your hard work goes for waste. So you need to have a very strong bonding and connecting with your channel and franchisee network. It's not always about the money, sometimes it is non-monetary as well. But there are programs where you need to create a strong bonding program with channels and franchises. And finally, network of alliances. If I am trying to sell an X product, and if I am also able to, like helmet बेचना है तो बाइक वाले के साथ टाइप करेंगे तो हर बाइक के साथ एक हेलमेट बिकेगा instead of trying to sell helmets individually. So can we find out other product vendors or service vendors who are likely to see this as a natural addition to their product line and also create differentiator for them against their competitors. बाकी लोग बाइक बेच रहे हैं, ये बाइक के साथ हेलमेट अच्छा दे रहा है, फ्री में दे रहा है या it's included in the cost, something like that. So papad loans as we call in Marathi. So putting it all together, I've talked a lot about concepts and big ideas. And to run businesses, we need ideas. We need ideas to grow. So what is ideas? Identify, define, engage, accelerate, and strengthen. तो अभी तक जो भी मैंने बोला था, ये एक ideas model में एकदम easily बैठ जाता है. How does it sit? Basic questions रहता है. Who will buy from me? To find out that, in the I part, usually what we do is, if you have to go through the entire marketing cycle, we start with ideas. What are my sweet spots in the market? Once you have done the market analysis, what we need to find out is, like today, if I want to go and sell my marketing advisory services to someone, is a $1 billion company more likely to buy from me, or is an SMB company more likely to buy from me, or is a startup likely to buy from me? If I go to a $1 billion company and if I go and tell them, boss, मैं zero budget marketing कर दूंगा, बोलेगा $10 million का तो budget है मेरे पास, उसका क्या करूँ? So we have to identify the sweet spots in the market. Once we have defined, once we have identified who is going to buy from me, the next thing we need to look at is what is the value they will get from me. So this is where we define the messaging, we identify the positioning that we want to take in the market. We then look at what are the pricing and engagement models most suited for that sweet spot customer. And then of course, how do we promote, what kind of promotion messages that we take out to sort of motivate them to buy from us. So we are saying who will buy. The next question is why will they buy. This is answered in the define phase. Usually when I go through a consulting project, I call I and D as a discovery phase, where we sit with senior leadership of the organization, with the sales people, with a lot of other stakeholders, and through the discovery we are able to arrive at answers for all this. Once we are identified and defined, हमको ये तो पता चलेगा कौन खरीद रहा है, क्यों खरीदेगा, but how will they know that we exist and we are different and better than others, which is where the engage part comes in. For engagement, we need to, there are 3 types of engagement. We either educate, like अभी Quickhill का जो यहाँ पे हुआ, so there is a lot of education in that. Ransomware क्या होता है? How is Quickhill better at addressing those? So education is very important. Information is there. And then the third part, very important part is call to action. How do I connect? How do customers connect to us, and why should they connect to us? The connection and communication has to be two-way. काफी बारी होता है कि we do a one-way communication. With the traditional models of marketing, it's always one-way communication. With internet and with social media, it is possible to have a two-way communication with the customers. So we need to create a program to look at how can I have a two-way communication model with my customers. This could be through offline channels and digital channels, like I said. And the entire focus of this engagement part is how do I reduce customer effort in reaching out to me. अपना effort तो है ही to reach out to customers, but how do I reduce my customers' efforts to reach out to me and buy from me? Once you have done engage, identify किया, define किया, engage किया, engagement models identify कर लिए, कहाँ से क्या market में जाना है, उसके बाद ये होता है कि I want to go out very fast, I don't have patience. So then comes the acceleration part. How do I accelerate my go-to-market? So we need to identify who are the stakeholders. It could be industry associations, it could be industry analysts, it could be maybe alliances, potential alliances who will co-spend with you in your marketing programs. It could be some other like customer buying associations where you can go and connect. So these I call as force multipliers. Here is where you identify those force multipliers, where with 1 unit of effort you are able to reach out to multiple buyers, and through that you are able to build credibility for your offering as well. So that is when you will start seeing that one Rocket Singh is able to sell multiple deals through these force multipliers. After acceleration, customers to aa gaye. Now I have got 50, 60 customers. What happens is customer aane tak to we chase them. Once the customer has signed up, in many cases the sales and marketing team neglects them. Abhi delivery wale dekh lenge ya implementation wale dekh lenge, and that is where the connect is lost. So if you are conscious about this and consciously reach out to customers from time to time, we are able to find many sales opportunities, many opportunities to upsell, cross-sell, which is typically lost in most cases. In a few minutes, I'll showcase an opportunity grid and a value grid that you can use to do all this cross-selling and upselling in a very easy manner. So to strengthen the relationship with the customers, we have to be sensitive. 3 words you need to know: sensitive, creative, and responsive. I'll be showing a video clip in some time, which will demonstrate how this is done. And like I said in the psychology part of it, we need to have good customer experience at all touch points across the customer buying cycle. So after all this, ideas model dekh liya, kya karna padta hai dekh liya, and now what I've seen is in many cases when I go to mid-sized companies and small-sized companies, they typically have a lot of myths about marketing. And some of the myths we will talk about, and we'll also look at what is the reality behind it. So one of the myths is marketing is expensive. Only large businesses can afford marketing. Let's look at the truisms behind these as well. So zero budget marketing is possible. It can give exponential ROI. Almost zero because of course you have to pay consultancy fees to the consultant who is doing it. But in most cases it is almost marketing cost zero है, consulting fee थोड़ी बहुत लग जाती है. काफ़ी बार ये होता है कि आई एम ए स्मॉल बिजनेस, मुझे मार्केटिंग करके करना क्या है, जितना भी मुझे सेल्स पीपल है वो अच्छा सेल ला रहे, मार्केटिंग करके क्या करूँ. सो द ट्रूथ इज if you are in business, you need marketing. If you want to grow, you need to do marketing. नहीं तो फिर you will get काफ़ी बार ये होता है कि सेल्स पर्सन हायर कर लिए, सेल्स पर्सन बाहर जाके मेहनत कर रहे हैं, सेल्स कर रहे हैं, बट यू गेट स्टक एट वन पॉइंट. फिर वो सेल्स पर्सन मार्केट सैचुरेट हो गया, छोड़ के चला जाता है, फिर कोई दूसरा आता है. दैट राउंड रॉबिन थिंग कीप्स हैपनिंग. सो इफ यू आर इन बिजनेस, यू नीड टू डू मार्केटिंग. काफ़ी बार ये होता है कि आई हैव गॉट अ ग्रेट सेल्स टीम, सो आई डोंट नीड मार्केटिंग. काफ़ी अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, क्यों करो. तो एक्चुअली इफ यू यूज मार्केटिंग, यू कैन इम्प्रूव द प्रोडक्टिविटी ऑफ दोज सेल्स पीपल. लाइक वी सॉ कि रॉकेट सिंह अगर अकेला आएगा, बेचता रहेगा, टू मल्टीप्लाई द सेल्स यू हैव टू गेट मल्टीपल सेल्स पीपल. बट विथ मार्केटिंग फोर्स मल्टीप्लायर्स, यू कैन इम्प्रूव द प्रोडक्टिविटी ऑफ दैट सेम रॉकेट सिंह. काफ़ी बार ये होता है कि मार्केटिंग का तो इधर ऐड लगा दिया, उधर ऐड लगा दिया, लेकिन उसका ROI, रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट कैसे मिलेगा? हाउ डू आई जस्टिफाई माई एक्सपेंस इन मार्केटिंग? So there are ways, there are pre-metrics, there are post-metrics, there are certain metrics that we can define in advance and then start looking at are we meeting those matrices and actually quantify the return on investment from marketing. काफ़ी बार ये होता है my product and service वो God's gift to mankind है, marketing की ज़रूरत नहीं है, लोग ढूंढते हुए आ जाएंगे. In many cases that's not the case. You don't need to do marketing, but your customers need you to do marketing. Your product may be God's gift to mankind. How will customers know about it? So you may or may not need marketing according to you, लेकिन customers को जरूरत है, उसके लिए तो आपको कम से कम करना चाहिए to know that you exist. So काफी बार ये होता है कि marketing का budget कितना होना चाहिए. So it's not about the budgets. It's not about the money. It's about being sensitive, creative, and responsive. I'm talking about these words again and again. Actually, I have recently posted one post which says, if you know 5 words, you have done your MBA in marketing. वो होता है greed, fear, sensitivity, creativity, and responsiveness. If you know all these 5 words, and if you know how to apply these 5 words in your business, marketing MBA हो गया, उसके पास budget की जरूरत नहीं है. So you can spend, काफी बार ये होता है कि people spend millions of dollars in doing marketing and you don't get results because the thing that they're doing may not be done very effectively. And finally, marketing can be done with zero budget with exponential ROI, and the ROI is also measurable. So what I would like to do is also share with you an exercise that you can go back and do by yourself to put it all together. Basically, I've spoken about a lot of concepts. So one of the concepts I talk about is a value grid. So for your business, you can identify the various customer segments that you are focusing on. Could be geographical, could be by industry, could be by company size. Identify those customer segments, put them in column headings, and on the left side, you list down your capability areas. I am not talking about offerings or services, but capability areas. Now what you have to do is for each segment, for each capability, you need to look at what is the value that I am able to provide to this segment from this capability. Not what I can do, but what the customer will get. And the moment you start defining it, you can start offering point solutions. You can start defining point solutions. The moment you create, identify the value that the customers will get from it. So this you can do for all your customer segments as well as, and it takes a lot of time actually. I was doing it for one of the customers recently. It took us 2 days to arrive at this value grid, but they saw good results coming out of this. The second thing is opportunities grid. After you have done the value grid, now you have your services and solutions. So the next thing you do is list down all your clients on top, and on the row headings you put down your service offerings or solutions that you have, and then look at, for each client you need to go down the column and see इसके लिए मैंने क्या बेचा है और क्या बेच सकता हूँ. So there is a color coding you can use. Dark green means opportunity is saturated. So for this client, for this service or product, no more sales can be done. Light green is I have sold it to one part of the organization, maybe one department or one geography. There still exists opportunity to sell to other parts of the organization, which is where you can put a number and say estimated अगर और बेचूंगा 4 departments है, if I sell to all of those, then probably I'll earn so many million. So you can put a number there like $3 million here. The next code is yellow, which means इसको बेच तो सकता हूँ लेकिन आज तक कभी बेचा नहीं है. And you will be surprised if you start building this grid, how many hidden opportunities come out of your existing client portfolio. बाहर ढूंढने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. You can easily double your revenues from your existing clientele if you have multiple service lines. उसके बाद होता है red. Red is where ये product इस segment के लिए relevant ही नहीं है. So don't even try to sell it. So once you start building this grid, and I've been using it with some of my customers, like with one customer they were running around 50 to 70 million dollar kind of, 50 to 70 crores kind of turnover. The moment I put this grid in place, we were staring at around 600 crore rupees worth of opportunity with their existing customers, and they were pushing their sales people to get new customers. मैंने बोला जो है उधर ही आप 50 करोड़ से 600 करोड़ तक अगले 2 साल में पहुंच सकते हैं, 1 या 2 साल में. So why are you looking for new customers? That's possible. Another company where there is a wealth advisory company, they had 600 clients sitting on like 18 crores worth of turnover. Now after doing this opportunity grid, we are talking about 100 crores worth of business sitting in those 600 customers. So that's the power of this opportunity grid. Do go back and try to use this, and you will see the power of this. If you need help, of course, I'm there. Zero budget. ये zero budget में आप कर सकते हो. Budget है तो आ जाओ मेरे पास. So you may feel कि काफी complex बोल रहे हैं. So many things. Is it really possible? So I'll show you an example of how one company did zero budget marketing. उनको ऑयल बेचना था, पेट्रोल बेचना था, डीजल बेचना था. They use balloons to sell petrol and diesel. Some of you may have seen this, I don't know, but I'll just show an example.
Seoul, a city where 1/4 of Koreans live, with one of the world's highest gasoline consumption. The situation is getting worse. Car usage is increasing. Petroleum costs are rising. Parking spaces are scarce. people are stressed out. Every day, a sole driver wanders 500 meters to find a parking space. In a month, this equals 15 kilometers or 1 liter of gas. S-Oil, one of the 4 oil companies in Korea, took action. It is on a mission to save oil. Right here, right now. Thus begins the HERE campaign. It has set up a HERE balloon for each parking space. As a car parks in it, the balloon falls. When the car exits, the balloon rises. Cars can spot these balloons from afar. HERE balloons have saved drivers gas expenses through a new and interesting method. S-Oil, the oil seller, gained the impression of an oil-saving company. Save oil. Save time. Save money. HERE, taking action for a better world. Save oil. Save Earth. S-Oil.
How an oil company is selling oil using balloons. So of course we are all IT people. There are many other ways in which we can do this. एक example और share करना चाहता हूँ. I am currently working with a company that is into IT services for infrastructure companies, and they signed up a large deal with a metro project, and they were sitting on it. अच्छा business आ रहा है, चल रहा है. When I did an analysis, I did the discovery part with them. We started sort of looking at क्या किया है. I understood the value proposition, what value the customer was getting, and I told them to do a very small exercise. The total cost of that exercise was just 1 lakh rupees. What we did was we identified a good magazine which was very well respected and very well connected. They put 50 pages story on how metros are changing life for Indian citizens. And that story, all over the 50 pages, this company's logo was there on top. Senior people in the metro industry were interviewed. And then we had a small insert like the shape of a metro, which talked about the case study of how that company got that metro project got benefit from the services offered by this company. अभी क्या होता है, मैगजीन पढ़ेंगे नहीं पढ़ेंगे पता नहीं. एंड इन मेनी केसेस आजकल ये हुआ है कि वी फोकस ऑन ईमेल भेजेंगे, लाखों ईमेल रोज भेजते रहते हैं, लोग देखते नहीं है, डिलीट कर देते हैं. सो व्हाट आई सेड इज दिन में कम से कम 50-100 ईमेल तो ऐसे ही आते हैं, वी जस्ट डोंट रीड देम. बट नाउअडेज पोस्टल communication has gone down significantly. So what we did was we got 100 copies of that magazine as a part of that deal, printed copies. उसमें वो insert डाल दिया. We designed a very nice envelope like an invitation, a glossy envelope. उसके ऊपर ही benefits लिख दिए कि if you are a metro project head, these are the benefits you can get. Please open to find out. And then those magazines we couriered to all the metro heads across India. And there are second level people. Within 2 days, we started getting calls from them saying, come and meet us. So within 1 week's time, this company that has around 50 crores kind of turnover is now sitting with 300 crores worth of opportunities where customers have reached out to them. खर्चा कितना हुआ? 1 लाख और 1 हफ्ते की मेहनत. So that's the kind of ideas we have to think out of the box. If you want to do zero budget, you have to think out of the box. अभी रिसेंटली एक हुआ था कि पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड के लिए वी हैड डन सम पेपरलेस ऑफिस सॉल्यूशन. दे हैड डन इट 3 years बैक. दे हैड फॉरगॉटन अबाउट इट. I did the same exercise. मैगजीन में तो खर्चा नहीं किया, इस बार सिर्फ केस स्टडी प्रिंट किया, अच्छे से इसमें बेनिफिट फोकस्ड केस स्टडी, and we only said so and so pollution control board got these benefits from paperless office. If you want to know how you can get those, call us. And this is the number, this is the email ID. And we sent out to all pollution control boards across India. ज़्यादा नहीं भेजना पड़ा, 25-30 में काम हो गया. And it was a very low cost. We started getting calls. Today they are sitting with 3 pollution control boards who are willing to talk about how to go paperless. And the central pollution control board also called them, and they want to now implement it across India. So look at a few thousand rupees of expense, and they are now sitting on crores worth of opportunity. At least my estimate is 20-25 crore ka opportunity pe baith rahe, just with one mailer that went out. And of course, now they have an inside sales person who is also calling them. So I think in the next 1 month or so, we'll be sitting on a much bigger opportunity size. So that is the power of thinking out of the box. So I was talking about sensitivity, creativity, responsiveness. So it's not very expensive to be sensitive, to be creative, to be responsive. How do you do it? You have to be first, क्या होता है? Basically we buy because we want something or we don't want something. We buy mutual funds because we want wealth. We buy insurance because we don't want risk for our family. So from the same agent, we are buying 2 different products. One is driven by greed, other is driven by fear. So as an IT company also, we need to understand the person who is buying is again a human. So there is an organization behind him, but he is also a human. He or she also has 2 emotions, greed and fear. And for our product, like in case of virus protection, quick heal kind of things, it's bought by fear. It's not about greed. But if you scare them too much, it's not good. So what is the right amount of communication to make them aware of a risk, and how are you going to help them avoid that risk, for example. So in some cases, greed may be the driver, in some cases, fear may be the driver. We have to be sensitive about what is working for this kind of purchase that we are trying to sell. Second is, now we have got sensitive, we understood this. Now we have to be creative about how we reach out to them. जैसे अभी हम लोगों ने देखा कि पेट्रोल डीजल बेचना था, they were sensitive कि customers are sensitive to environment. They have discovered that customers are sensitive to fuel being. अभी customers को तो मालूम भी नहीं होगा इतना fuel जा रहा है parking में. They made them aware through a creative way. So sensitivity was about identifying environment consciousness, about fuel wastage. And जो ऑयल बेच रहा है वही बोल रहा है कि अब फ्यूल मेरे से ही खरीदो लेकिन वेस्ट मत करो. तो they were appealing to the senses of the customers very creatively, and they were responsive to the concerns of the customer because major problem है parking नहीं मिलता. So they found out a way to respond to that problem through simple balloons. उसके बाद उन्होंने क्या किया, same balloons अपने petrol stations पे लगा दिए, बड़े-बड़े balloons. So when someone is driving, they see that here balloon somewhere. They remember कि इन लोगों ने मुझे parking ढूंढने में मदद किया था. So now I am going to buy petrol from them. So sensitivity, creativity, responsiveness, how we apply it to your business depends on your line of business and your types of customers. But it's not very difficult. And we can think about out of the box. Like in one case, we were talking about a company that offers data center services, data center solutions. तो हम लोगों ने एक छोटी सी कैंपेन की थी, जिनको भी हमें बेचना था उन लोगों को हम लोगों ने छोटे से पेन ड्राइव्स भेज दिए, 32 GB 64 GB काइंड ऑफ लोगो डाल के, और उसमें लिख दिया था दिस कैन बैकअप योर डेटा ऑन योर लैपटॉप, व्हाट अबाउट योर एंटरप्राइज, रीच आउट टू अस. And it got a lot of good result from that simple campaign, because then it made them aware कि बस ये तो मैं बैकअप कर रहा हूँ लेकिन एंटरप्राइज का क्या होगा. And we started getting calls from them. We generated a few crores worth of opportunity from there. So it was about thinking a little out of the box and then appealing to their fear of losing data. If we are taking care of these 5-word MBA, greed, fear, sensitivity, creativity, responsiveness, this is what we get. Faster, more profitable growth. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Sure.
I I've got a question in my personal experience. So what we feel is we need to continuously educate the customer. So we are doing blog posting, and on LinkedIn we're giving relevant content, and almost every day 100 people they're adding us, and that's we are connecting all over the world. So as you correctly said, one is education, and it has to be sensitive and it has to be relevant. One of the most important thing. And another question which I wanted to ask you is, what do you think about influential marketing? Because that's how now the whole trend is moving to that. Like Baba Ramdev is also using that same model. So can you say?
Sure. So very good point you brought out. Influencer marketing really works. I am not saying because I was an industry analyst and used to be pampered a lot. I used to be an analyst with Gartner for 8 years. I was the principal analyst for Asia Pacific. So we used to get pampered a lot because they wanted an analyst to write good things about a company. The point you are talking about is influencer marketing. What I would say is people typically think of only industry analysts as influencers. There are many other influencers. So one other influencer is definitely industry associations. So if I want to sell something to IT companies, I will come to ASIRT or to NASSCOM. So there is this industry associations on the buy side is an influencer. Secondly, you have media as a big influencer. So how are we leveraging media to make noise about our brand and the positives and the messaging about our brand? And third is of course social media other than the traditional media. So how are we leveraging it? For example, if I am attending this event, I will have one friend sitting there who will be continuously tweeting, taking photographs and tweeting all over the place, saying great event, this is the point raised and all that stuff. So, and start getting people to respond to that. And because people start responding to it, the volume goes up and it starts trending. So that is another influencer we can look at. So we talked, and then of course industry analysts and consultants. So it's not just about कि Gartner, IDC, Forrester को इतना payment दे दिया तो they are going to write about us. What is really required is to be able to connect with these analysts on a regular basis and to influence them positively about your product or service. तो वो कैसे होता है? There are multiple ways. Most of the times what happens is analyst relations team goes out and asks for a briefing session, and then it stops there. So briefing हो गया, अभी analyst ने छापा क्यों नहीं हमारे बारे में? What happens is the analyst is talking to so many people on a daily basis. If what you said doesn't register at that point of time, he may forget about it. Other way, I have helped my customers basically because I have been on the other side. So top of mind recall के लिए, you don't have to just write your blog, you have to keep track of their blogs. So if you want to influence say Ravi Datar from Gartner, you have to keep track of Ravi Datar के कहाँ पे webinars हो रहे हैं, कहाँ पे blogs लिख रहे हैं, कहाँ पे articles आ रहे हैं, and then your person should go and participate and comment on those. Now imagine I have done 5 different webinars in the last say 2 months. In every webinar, I see someone from this specific company writing a very good point about that issue. It starts catching my attention, comment में, and then I start instead of you trying to reach out to me, I start looking at your website. I start trying to find information. And it may happen that I may ask for another briefing to know about a specific area. So this way, influencer marketing is very useful. It's about how do we do it. जैसे इंडस्ट्री एसोसिएशन में पीपल थिंक अबाउट कि जाके मैं बूथ लगा दिया या स्पीकिंग स्लॉट ले लिया, काम हो गया. यूजुअली होता है कि कोई एक्सपो है, हम लोग जाके बूथ लगा देते हैं, वहाँ जाके पीपल कम एंड कलेक्ट ऑल द थिंग्स एंड देन वॉक अवे. What happens after it? Secondly, if there is an event happening, can I go there? If there is an industry association of buyer side, उनका event चल रहा है, can I go there, visit all the booths? Obviously वहाँ buyer side है, लेकिन वहाँ पे तो सब sales वाले होंगे booth पे. तो can I go there, make a list of companies that seem to be useful to me, identify, talk to them, maybe find out who are the purchase guys or CIOs in those companies. और इवन इफ दे डोंट रिवील, वी नो द कंपनी. सेल्स वाले से मिलने के बाद भी कंपनी का नाम मिल गया, कंपनी का ईमेल आईडी फॉर्मेट मिल गया, कंपनी का बोर्ड नंबर मिल गया. ये 3 चीज़ें भी काम आती है बाद में. ऑल योर इनसाइड सेल्स टीम नीड्स टू डू इज गो टू लिंक्डइन, फाइंड आउट द राइट पर्सन. ईमेल आईडी तो आपके पास है, ईमेल भेजना आसान हो गया. अदरवाइज इफ यू कॉल अप एंड ट्राई टू रीच, देयर आर गेट कीपर्स.
We are seeing content marketing working very well for us on zero budget. Obviously, we need 5 people to execute it.
Yeah.
So there is a cost attached to it, but
we are paying 5 people with
zero budget.
Yeah, but it's working. Content marketing is doing a great job.
Yeah. So again, you need to look at time हो गया.
But we were spending a huge amount on
Yeah.
Google
So
Ads.
content marketing में ये देखना पड़ता है कि is having 5 people really required for your organization. It will give results, but are you using a cannon to kill a mouse? So it may be possible to reach out to a service provider and get it done maybe at the cost of one person or even half a person. So that's something you need to look at. Are you doing optimal costing?
Correct. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
I have one question. To any events or a forum kind of thing, I always see that the content which has been displayed is never shared.
Right.
And I have seen a lot of people, including myself, I have taken some clippings because today everybody carries a cell phone and just start clipping those slide decks which you interest. So more is during the event, pre-event and post-event. If any forum which is there, if they are able to communicate back post-event content and create a forum where actually they can connect back with those players who have come down and presented, I think that is where the actually the benefit will be there for all the time which is being spent across. And my thought process is very clear that today, whenever you talk about zero marketing, the marketing actually starts from the day you stepped into this particular forum itself.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so I think when everybody, these are all entrepreneurs who have been there in the industry from last more than 10-15 years, and today when they are actually selling, there is enough amount of selling within them. Each and every guy has at least about 2 sales guys.
Certainly.
Accumulated sales force, I would say, is biggest currently in Mumbai city.
Yeah.
So that is where they can actually collaborate cohesively and create that sales force into a larger sales force to get a larger chunk of business.
Certainly. That's where I talk. Can you find out someone who is complementing your offering? And if you connect your offering with their offering, you can differentiate against your competition. And because you are aligning, even they can differentiate against their competition, because combined value is more than your individual value. And what you talked about post-event marketing with the content, we had recently done that for one of our customers. There was an event that happened in Dubai. There were people flying in from all over the world, and $45,000 spent, around $12 million worth of opportunity generated. Zero opportunity generated during the event. $12 million opportunity generated in 3 months, within the 3 months after the event. उसमें हम लोगों ने क्या किया था कि we got the PPTs beforehand. We created tweets on those PPTs even before the event started from the people. We also created a set of articles, small one-page articles on those speeches, and then we kept that ammunition ready. We kept that ammunition ready before the event. Now, immediately after the event, we sent out a mailer saying thank you to all those who attended, and we shared a link where they could download the presentations. There were also links where they could see the videos on YouTube. That was one thing. While the event was happening, tweets were going out all the time. Third thing is, after the event, those small articles that were there started getting posted on LinkedIn. We also started sending those articles to people who didn't come, who we had invited but didn't attend, showing them how much they had missed. आए होते तो इतना सब हो जाता. So giving them a feeling कि अगली बार होगा तो जरूर जाना चाहिए. And many leads came out of that as well, because they couldn't attend but they saw those articles, saw those videos, saw those slide decks, and they came back and said next time it's happening, call us. So what we told them is event के लिए मत रुकिए, we'll send someone to talk to you and explain things to you. So what you said is very correct. Post-event is really where the business comes in.
Just to answer this further, actually, as a matter of information, I would like to tell each and every session what we have. We do have video uploaded within 15 days of time. So all Tech Days videos are on ASIRT YouTube, and we do send mailers to each and every one with the links. So of course this answers you as far as ASIRT is concerned. Thanks a lot, sir. We can take questions, further questions offline. It was very excellent, with a lot of excellent insights. I take this opportunity to call Mr. Jyotish to please come on stage and give Mr. Ravi sir a small token of appreciation.
So let me thank you all for your patience. I was standing between a long day of sessions and dinner waiting outside. So thanks a lot for your patience.
Mr. Ravinder sir, please. Samir, can I have you on stage?
Yeah.
Mr. Sandeep of WD, may I have you on stage, sir? So like 6990, whose car it is? Guys, please go, go out, there is an emergency out. May I request board member to please come on stage? All the board members.
Raju, one more.
I'm going to ask you to urge each and every one of you to please participate in ASIRT AGM. Come on board, work for the community. हमने इस कम्युनिटी से बहुत कुछ कमाया है, अब वक्त है कुछ देने का. So I mean it's one of the honorable thing. If I talk about ASIRT में there's we have a very flat system, very transparent system. For world we are president, we are vice chairman, all those things. But when we work together, for members we are at par. I would like to ask you one thing. You came in as in sponsors. For that matter, I just want to share one thing. NJ was the first sponsors, and then later he became member, right?
A big round of applause for that.
I request you to share some few things
Thank you, sir.
ASIRT after and before pre-ASIRT, like what you have gained or like what kind of experiences you had. Can you please share that?
Being an ASIRT member for say more than 2.5 years, encourage us to open a branch office here. So ASIRT plays a lot of role in what NJ Mumbai is today. Of course, it plays a lot of role. And plus, I very much like the culture that we have at ASIRT. It's very different to all other associations that we have seen.
Okay.
It's very different. And whoever comes to board will enjoy it surely.
That's great. That's great. There's one more thing. I mean, this is one part. Second part is as an NG, when you sponsored our first event. What is the difference? What do you find like pre-ASIRT getting connected and later on?
No.
How did it help you?
See, what happens is that वैसे तो generally हम बहुत सारी बात करते हैं, मिलते हैं, यहाँ break के दौरान मिलते हैं. But when you present something from here for say 20 minutes, 30 minutes, that has a very different kind of effect. Right? So you have people sitting there understanding the solution properly, understanding how to sell it to their customers. That creates a very fantastic connect rather than just चाय पीने में जो बात होती है वो यहाँ होने में और उसमें बहुत फर्क है.
Precisely. मुझे जहाँ तक याद है कि when I heard you for first time और मैंने इतना मतलब ठीक है sponsor है एक बात कर रहे हैं. But at the moment you talked about Synapse Server. That was the first time I heard about Synapse Server and then उसके बाद में सारी चीज़ें समझ में आ गई. So each and every one you would have some peculiar thing, some very specific thing, your expertise on it. Please do come, please do take part in privileged member sponsorship. It's very, very minimal, and believe me, your business will go much ahead. We are here. We ASIRT as an association, we plan to touch upon all the businesses, be it small, be it big. We want to grow along with you. We want to help you out. So please do take part in all this thing. Be part of board. I insist again. Next month we are going to few of us are going to retire, and our precedents, like we have set a certain kind of precedents where we are looking for a young, dynamic blood with lot of ideas, like Limesh. So
anybody would be interested to have this presentation which Ravi gave?
Yes, of course. I'll be sharing. Yes, yes.
So Ravi, you share it with board at ASIRT.in. We'll be sending it to each and every one over there. Boys, guys, I have 3 minutes more. क्या बात करूं बताओ? Anyone from you can say something about ASIRT or something else? I mean, anyone wants to share about ASIRT, their experiences?
Manisha, you want to tell something?
Ha, Manish bhai, yes. Yeah, Ajay.
अरे नहीं, I have just a request. कुछ monsoon social arrange कर रहे हैं क्या?
Sir, where was he when we announced about the picnic? बहुत नाइंसाफी है. See, we are seriously organizing it, so we will be having a picnic with 1 night stay with wife and kids, preferably खुद के. तो yes.
क्यों लगा देते हो यार? फिर वहाँ पे भी ऐसा सराफत से खड़े रहना पड़ेगा.
नहीं, ऐसा कोई बंधन नहीं है, आप अकेले भी आ सकते हो.
जरूरी नहीं कि खुद के ही लाने.
अरे प्रॉब्लम ये है ना कि अगर मैं नहीं भी रहूँगा तो आपके होंगे तो आपके वहाँ पे समझा करो यार.
So we'll have a different category for you. I mean, your kind of person, whereas I'm also included in that.
We will arrange a special social for that.
दो पिकनिक करो, एक सिर्फ अपना पिकनिक करो, एक अपना पिकनिक है अलग.
So let's have a kind of voting. I mean, how many of you will prefer single and how many of you with your spouses? I'm going to send this as a mail with all these photographs to your spouses. So there are very few singles, right?
Yes, very few singles.
Very few singles, hardly counting. I mean,
and now with family. हाथ ऊपर करो भाई. अच्छा, कुछ लोग दोनों सिनेरियो में हाथ ऊपर नहीं कर रहे.
With girlfriends में हाथ ऊपर.
मतलब फैमिली नहीं है कि क्या करना हो नक्की नहीं है. क्या घर के पूछ के बताएगा?
नहीं,
I have to ask my wife.
हम बोर्ड मेंबर का एक्चुअली प्रॉब्लम कुछ अलग है. हम बोर्ड मेंबर का प्रॉब्लम कुछ अलग है. हमारी बीवियाँ कहती हैं कि यार दिन भर रात भर असर्ट करते रहता है क्या चीज़? हमको तो दिखाओ, हम भी तो समझे काम करते हो या कुछ और करते हो. तो दैट इज द रीजन वी नीड टू शो देम एज एन प्रूफ. सो वी हैव टू.
So we insist on having family event. Hey Bhushan, how good you are in a mood to do a small mimic act? Whatever you feel. मैं जानता हूँ आप मिमिक्री बहुत अच्छा करते हैं.
Oh yeah, yes, Bhushan, please.
Big round of applause.
Nana Patekar?
Any whatever he likes.
जुकाम वाला नाना पाटेकर.
मैं इतना बड़ा नहीं हुआ कि मेरा मिमिक्री हो सके.
So I think the dinner is still not ready, is what I guess. So this is from one of my favorite movies, Parinda. ये दुख नाम की बीमारी का इलाज किसी डॉक्टर के पास भी नहीं है. इसका इलाज खुद ढूंढना पड़ता है. देख, भी बच्चे का श्राद्ध किया. क्या नहीं किया उसके लिए? क्या नहीं था उसके पास? पैसा था, बंगला था, गाड़ी था, बच्चा था, बच्चे को मारा, खुद को चला दिया. हम क्या किया? कुछ नहीं किया. देखते बैठे, देख है कुछ देख. भूलने पड़ता है. तो उसे समझा, अपने लॉन्च पे ले जा. नहीं समझा तो गोली मार देना. भाई भाई का प्यार बीच में तो दोनों को उड़ा दो. जाओ.
Wow. That was excellent. Ramesh bhai, a small token of appreciation. Thank you, Bhushan. That was excellent. Guys, now. So ultimately, dinner is ready. So we break. Thanks a lot for coming here. We enjoyed the session.
Thank you very much.
Enjoyed the session. Please.